We are back with another episode of Good Earners reviewing The Sopranos. And here on Good Earners, we like to talk about family, finessing, finances, and feelings in the world of Tony Soprano, bringing you a new perspective, a fly perspective, and a black perspective. Our age, fellas, we just blessed to be alive another day. How y'all fellas doing, man?
Another day, man.
It's lucky we're here another day.
Cannot complain, my brother. How you feeling out there?
I'm feeling good, man. To our listeners, man.
I'm having technical difficulties, man, but I'm feeling well. What's going on, fellas?
Okay. Can you hear us all right?
Yeah, we good. It's just my USB unplugged.
Oh, okay. Man, last week that was a rough one. Yeah, if y'all tune in, man, it was a rough one, but we won't have this one as a rough one because it's a lot better episode. There's a lot of things I'm going to say this episode because but
hey, what did you think about did you listen to last week's episode? Did you go back and listen?
Nope, couldn't do it.
I thought about it. I wanted to see.
My level of frustration. I don't even want to play it back.
It was like, I'm out of here.
Like, get me out. But
that shit was boring. That shit was boring, Spike.
Oh, yeah, man. It was like, what is this?
That's one of the worst episodes.
Oh, that's hilarious. But my fault.
But you good. Shouts out to Chris Falone, man. He was definitely like, I forgot what he said. We said something about we need another category because of how bad, that episode in Camelot was. But nonetheless, we are back. We don't have emails this week. I don't know. Maybe we scared the listeners off with that the episode before talking about Carmela and sentimental education. Nonetheless, but we do appreciate the supporters of ours. If y'all do want to reach out and email us, it's goodearnerpod@gmail.com. We will read your email on air, whatever the question is. If you don't want parts to be said or parts to be mentioned, you can definitely put that in there or whatnot. So you can hit us there, or you can follow us on Instagram, GoodEarnerPod_Sopranos. Y'all can DM us there too if you prefer. But we always appreciate love, rate, subscribe, all of those great things so that this podcast can keep growing, so that this will give you hope that maybe we'll do a whole nother podcast on another legendary show. Who knows? But nonetheless, we are here to review this episode. Spike Lou, what episode are we reviewing today?
Mo, this is episode 8. This is season 5, entitled Marco Polo. Happy 75th birthday to Hugh, man. Having a surprise party in the back of the house, and Tony and Carm are in a dilemma on should Tony come there since they're not together anymore. Phil doesn't have car insurance, and now Tony has to foot the bill for and that's unlucky for Angie, who's running Pussy's old barbershop. Junior ruins a good surprise, and the battle for the King of New York heats up, and Tony B is presented with a proposition. This is season 5, episode 8, entitled Marco Polo.
Yes, sir. And we open right up to Little Carmine. I did want to ask something, Rich. I don't know if you mentioned this. I'm sorry. For last week, was there anything, I don't know, maybe you mentioned it, but was there any real-time issues when that actually aired? Like, I mean, I know we talked ratings, but was there like real-time issue at that time, or?
You mean like besides it being bad?
Yeah, but like, I mean, I don't know if there was like a TV guide thing, or you know how back in the day, I don't know if there was a thing at the time where it's like, yo, what is this? Like, were people pissed, mad, angry? Like,
like what were people's opinion?
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't look up what the real-time opinion was, but I can go ahead and guess, since it's lasted the test of time as far as being notoriously known as the worst episode of The Sopranos. I figured it was that in real time.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, fair enough. All right.
Yeah, I can get some more info on that though, man. But this is episode 60, y'all. Episode 60. We got 26 more after this.
Did we talk about last week her scamming him? Like, I seen something after we reviewed this episode where she was a scammer, and
she definitely a scammer.
Oh yeah,
it was presented with the theory that she read some obituary and just scammed Tony.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was referring to. When I think about it,
because she had the picture. She had the picture with Tony.
But look,
with Johnny, I mean,
how
was there and all that. Like,
but how convenient was it though? She talked about the racetrack where it recently said like for sale or going out of business up on the billboard. That almost feels like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
She 1,000% scammed him there.
Yeah,
like, I don't even know if her and Johnny even had that type of relationship that deep.
Nah.
She was definitely a side chick, but
yeah.
I don't know how deep enough to be getting 150,000. 150,000? Come on, Tony, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Nuts, bro. Yeah, but y'all can go back and listen to the last episode. Y'all were here.
Tony B out here starving.
Oh man, don't
Tony
get me
B out here
started
starving.
on Blundettos.
And nigga
Ooh.
wife had to steal 50K from him.
Nigga.
He gave his man
I gotta
man
steal from
50K.
my husband to get that.
Yeah.
Huh?
Jeez.
Hey, she got the
Yeah,
old
my
moves,
own.
boy. That's crazy.
My own.
Another episode written by Michael Imperioli.
What, the last one?
No, this one.
This one? Oh,
Yep.
come on, Mike.
Really?
I wanna be
He saved
like
this season.
Mike.
He
Oh
saved
man, boy,
yeah.
listen to me. All right, I got a hot. I ain't gonna say a hot take, but I got a thing to speak to about this episode. This was also spoke of in the back of the beam, one of the episodes to look forward to. This was my highest look forward to episode. You'll probably get that throughout this review. But we opened up little Carmine. He bought this is a house, right? What was this? Like I was trying to. Is this a boat?
My dog said I'm sick of the oranges down in the palm trees. I'm coming back to Jersey.
Hey,
Big Carmine gone. It's time for me to take what's rightfully mine. I'm coming back to Jersey.
It's like Jersey Shore.
Yeah, Jersey, Ocean City, Jersey Shore, wherever it is.
Hey, listen to me.
Carmine said, "I'm back, baby. I'm back."
Yeah, man.
The arrangements you had before, Big Carmine back or Little Carmine back.
Yeah, I'm Big Carmine now.
I'm Big Carmine now.
I'm
exactly.
Big Carmine now,
wild.
nigga. Like, yeah, I'm big. Like this nigga was walking through. They drinking their little espresso. They got the Italian music playing. I said, "All right, get it off, little C. Get it off." I was like, "Come on."
He the worst type of nigga though. He the worst type of nigga.
Yeah, I was gonna say this shit didn't feel right from the beginning. Pause.
You can almost smell the salt. This nigga had to point out. You talking about the viewer, or the
bro? He's a poseur. Like, but there's something he says that I'm not gonna call it a hot take, but he says the painting that he's speaking about he says it means, the translation means fool the eye. So maybe that could be something that ties into the little Carmine identity, because there's been takes on there. It was like, oh, Carmine's not as dumb as people think he is. He's actually smart playing that way. That's a theory. I've seen this so many times. So I don't know how true that is. I've seen that on so many different.
I need a deep dive on that because I don't believe that.
Well, we see how it lands.
And I don't even think that little Carmine is dumb. I think it's just, even with this scene, like nothing about we see the gangsters in this show. They got a certain aura to him. He don't got it, bro. He look like you asked. You had to ask, is this nigga in Miami? He got the shorts on and or is he back in New Jersey? You can't even tell where he at. So, nah.
Well, you can tell because of what they said.
I know.
I know. What, talking about just looking at it.
Yeah, I'm clear. I'm just saying of where he is as far as the, him saying it, but just it doesn't look right. He looked like he's still in Miami. He don't look like Tony or Phil or Johnny.
I think that's intentional.
Yeah, you're right.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
They want to make. They not like us. They not like us. Like he ain't one of them. Like he's not. He doesn't mix with them. He's not, bro. Yeah. Like you was down in Miami doing coke, hanging out with strippers, doing whatever you was doing in your nightclubs, bro. Like we up here in the trenches. We really getting it in. We active up here in New York. Like, this is headquarters. It's almost like working for a company, Fortune 500 company. You got your headquarters at one place. You can have a bunch of like satellite offices all over the country, but ain't nothing like working at corporate.
Okay.
We see everything.
Yeah,
like,
we right here. All, like, that's where it really.
Yeah, bro. You can't just come up here.
Yeah.
After being out of the game that long, all you got is your name. That's what he's doing right here. You're trying to assemble his
Angelo.
I don't want to say accomplices, but his crew. Yeah. Like who's with me? Who's riding with me? It's
you
like,
know that
man, you giving out washers and dryers and shit. Like I don't know.
Is that a big dog play or no? Like I couldn't read if that's a big dog play.
A washer or what?
I don't know.
Is that a big dog play?
I mean, for him, is it? I mean, they bring it up later in the episode. I was like, is that good or is that like a? I didn't know how to read.
If somebody is asking you, all right, so it's Mo, if you're in the middle of this, right? You've been riding with Johnny Sack because you already know it look like Johnny gonna win this thing. Look like Johnny gonna win this thing. I'm gonna slide with Johnny Sack. And then Carmine wants you to jump ship, and all he's offering you is a washing machine. So are you going, or you gonna be like, I don't know about that, bro.
That's a good point.
The fact that you even thought a washing machine would sway me lets me know everything I need to know and who I'm picking in the back.
I think I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Unless it's filled, unless you open it up and it's filled up with
you got
cash.
Money on the inside, right?
Yeah.
But if I'm a foot soldier, like you just asked, Rich, if I'm a foot soldier and this nigga brought me a washing machine, nah, bro. You want me to do the hit, or you go get somebody else to do it? Because
stop playing. Like
that's why he ended up telling. That's how Johnny Sack ended up knowing. Remember later in the episode, he was like, this This motherfucker giving
It's
out washing
fucking-
machines.
yeah.
Probably because they tell him like, bro, you think we got the nerve to give us a washing
Got the
machine? We
nerve.
definitely riding with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
we
do y'all
definitely
think?
riding with you,
What do y'all think about his crib? Y'all, which I rated up there high as one of the best cribs out here. Or y'all ain't care
Yeah.
for it.
Anytime you on the water.
Okay.
You on the water,
you got
had a
something
nice
going for yourself.
deck,
Yeah.
nice little foyer right there in front. Yeah, that was nice. Nice
Is it
crib.
better than Johnny Sacks?
Yeah, because of the water.
I want to see more. I wish I could see more of the layout to really
I
answer that question.
know.
But
Damn.
probably
Because of the water.
because I can only imagine what the layout is. It's probably a nice little size beach house.
Yeah.
Probably look like Tony crib, but it's on the water. That's how I'm imagining it.
So right now, then
this is I mean, well, you look at the back. Look at the back.
Yeah.
That's a nice crib, man. He got the big
because
decks.
yeah. Okay, so
Yeah,
real quick, so then that right now, Little Carmine has the best crib right now.
Yeah, man.
So it's Carmine, Johnny Sack, Tony.
Yeah, anytime you got water in your backyard,
Yeah.
it's hard to really compete.
That's different.
With
You're
the
right.
deck, like I'm just thinking about all the
Yeah. Okay.
got the boat out there.
Hey,
too.
Lil C came
living
through
at that point.
with the come on.
Tony got a boat, but it ain't behind his crib.
Nah. Great
feel
point. Okay. All right. We'll see if anybody top it before the series is over. So his boat gets sunk. Is that from Johnny Sack or it's just mismanagement?
Yeah, welcome to Jersey.
Yeah, I think that's how it was supposed to play. Johnny
Okay.
Sack did it.
Yeah, welcome to Jersey.
Okay. We go to the next scene. AJ playing the drums, and Hugh is repairing the roof, and he falls and he lands in the bushes. Sopranos is just so comedic, bro.
Y'all ever notice that AJ played the same fucking beat every time?
I thought
He'll never
it
switch it up.
sounded familiar.
It's the same every single time AJ played the
It
drums.
is
It's the same shit.
pattern.
He like LeBron when he opened up a book. He always on the same page.
Second time you brought LeBron in these books, man. Hey, both feel the way about LeBron.
What we doing? No, I'm just.
And it's a second different podcast too. Hey, man, you funny.
Oh, y'all thought we was done? We still at it, nigga. Nah,
Hey man, I could have done without this storyline really meant nothing other than
which storyline?
Well, Hugh?
other than the Junior reveal. He
The
was falling off the roof. Like he should have been out of here, bro. Come on.
Yeah, that is kind of a weird setup. It didn't really.
I don't care if them bushes broke his fall or not. He would have been a lot more bad than 2 days and some rest.
You know what I took from it?
Mm-hmm.
Never miss a chance of power on AJ. I got my 75-year-old dad up on the roof, and this nigga in here playing the fucking drums. Like he ain't even helping. Like,
This
bro,
generation.
what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no. You getting up there? He gonna tell you what to do. So that's how I took it.
You know what? You know why I probably never looked at it like that? Because later on in the series, Carmella would be, even though he wasn't on the roof, I feel like that's what Hugh does.
Yeah.
And he enjoys that. He probably I could see Hugh telling AJ like, nah, I got
He
this.
still need to be out there. Though. You can't be.
He
in
still
here
shouldn't be out there,
drums.
but you know how it is when you get older.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be told what you can and can't do no
Them
more.
old people, they
I've
for
been
real
doing this
about
my
it
whole
too.
life.
They them
I've been
old
doing this
people.
my whole life.
Yeah,
I get up on this roof and it takes something like this, busting your ass in these bushes to realize, all right, I can't get on no roofs no more.
That's facts. I would say my takeaway is it kind of drives the point of the Junior thing. Like we're just lucky to be here another day. Any day we get up. I think him falling brings that into perspective. Like, yo, if that bush wasn't there for real, who knows what it could have been. So maybe in some subtle way they were trying
He
to
would have been up out of here.
Yeah, so maybe in a way they was like,
Junior,
he's right. You know what I mean? Like
Junior would have been calling the attorney again, trying to get some to get to a funeral. He would have been up out of here.
He been trying to get to the after party. This chicken is spicy, boy.
Jesus.
Stupid.
I just thought about, hey, this nigga said ain't no emails. Hey, there wasn't no shit to talk about after that episode last week, man.
Yeah, bro, that was nothing. Yeah.
I don't know why I just thought of that, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, crazy. Nonetheless, we do thank our supporters. We go to the hospital, and Carmela's having a conversation with her mother, Mary, and
hey, I dislike Mary more than I dislike Livia.
She getting there.
She right there.
She's getting
right
there. She is getting real close. This episode,
I had to wrote down who you hate the most. Livia.
I think it's Mary.
I still gotta go.
At least, and you know why? You know why it's Mary over
why?
Livia?
Why?
Because Livia knows she miserable. She ain't trying to be nothing else. I don't like what? We weren't. Forgive us for living. Like, nah, man, get the fuck out of here. You know you a pain in the ass. At least own that shit. If Mary owned that shit, then if Mary said it up front, man, I don't like how uncultured your husband is. I'm not bringing my friends over here. Then I respect her a lot more. But she tried to do the workaround and talk her into not inviting Tony. All this shit. Bro, say what you mean the first time. Say you don't fuck with this nigga and I don't want him meeting my high profile friends. Like that's why I don't like Mary. If you stood on that shit, then I'll respect it. Like, oh shit. Probably tell you to kiss my ass, but I respect it.
Yeah. I guess Livia's just a miserable prick. She was just miserable.
Yeah, she was miserable, but she knew it. And she was shy.
She had been that way since they were young too.
I guess Livia, well, before I'm thinking about it, Livia did have a little bit of that. What I do? What I say? So she I wish
the Lord would take me. I just thought your father was a saint.
Now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more, but I don't know how to really explain it, but everybody out there knows there's a difference. There's a difference between Livia and Mary. Like
there was still some forwardness about like
I guess my whole thing is I can never see Livia doing some shit that Mary did this episode. Or at least if she did it, she would do it a lot more G.
Yep.
You know what I mean? A lot more. It'll be a lot more. I was married to Johnny Soprano-ish versus I'm married to Hugh DeAngelis.
And can y'all see Spike Bricks? Can y'all see how Carmela would actually turn into this? Do y'all think that?
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay. Because there was some things about Mary that I was like, in some way, I can see Carmela aging like this. Like, yeah. But anyway, I'll get more into that. I guess.
Do that on purpose?
I don't know, but it's great writing.
Did you do that on purpose?
Do what?
There's some things about Mary.
Oh, that's crazy. See, I stopped rapping a minute ago, and it's still there.
Right. That's I know. Listen, I'm gonna give you a credit if you did.
I wish I did. That's crazy. All right, Rich with the reference. Come on. But yeah, I would say to this scene. Well, what did y'all want? What did y'all want to say to this scene before I jump in?
Mary ain't shit, man. Like even her. It's one of the moments I literally laugh out loud when she's talking about, once you've been married for so long, you just want to go first. I don't want to miss first. I guess it's you've been spared that in some way.
Bro, that's Carmela. Ain't that Carmela? You know how those off.
That's Carmela talking to Rosalie or some shit like that.
Yeah, just off. Remember, right, Tony Blundetto, they snuck his semen into like just random. Like, where is this coming from? Like that is so.
Yeah.
Anyway, what you think about this, Spike? Yeah. Any what you get from the scene?
I agree with Rich 100%.
Okay.
Carmela getting a taste of her own medicine. Yeah. It's the only time Carmela get to actually see how she is.
Yeah. See, because she was crying last week to her dad, or the week before on Sentimental Education, to her dad about, how Wegler did her. Like, he said that I'm a user and this and that. But when she get around her mom, it's kind of, you see a different reality. You know how it is with dad versus moms. You know what I'm saying? But I will say, I thought that was kind of real, though. Like that leaving before that person so you don't have to miss them is selfish, but it is real. I did think that was real. Like, in some crazy way, we love our parents so much, we love our family, our siblings so much, but in some way, somewhere in the world, you can kind of see where it's like, I would like to, if we get old, I would like to leave them first because I don't want to have to go back to back to back, losing these close people I love. So I thought there was something real about it. Maybe she wasn't coming from a real place, but it was definitely something real to me about that statement.
Nah, it was real. You just don't tell your daughter who's going through a divorce that you ain't got to worry about that.
You lucky. You ain't got to worry about it.
Like, damn, man, I know I'm getting divorced. Shit.
That's crazy.
And then she tried to manipulate her. Like I said, the manipulation of, so what do you think about the party? All right, I'm glad with your decision. Like, damn, I ain't decide nothing. Oh, I thought I heard you say you weren't inviting them. Like, she was really trying to force that. Just be upfront about it. And, it just, Mary was out here wild.
What about the dude over there in so much pain?
Nah, hey man, listen.
Hey, I felt bad, but I said this dude ain't got no insurance, bro.
Something got to be going on, man. What's wrong with Buddy?
He definitely ain't got no insurance,
bro.
It does make me wonder, like, what was he going through? Like,
I think he probably had like a rupture, bro, like some kind of rupture. I think that's what I was thinking. I'm like, something exploded in there.
It was giving like spleen, some rupture or something.
Like it was going through.
Man, I was
They was like,
like,
how can we help this poor man?
man, somebody.
He's gonna be there for another couple hours. G.
Thanks.
Hey, the hospital dirty in Jersey like that. Like this
That nigga
man
should have
is
went to the
like
urgent. He should have went to the urgent care.
bro. He's invisible pain. Like that
Yeah.
is crazy. Sopranos is so funny because they do that all the time. Like when Tony and Carmela went to see the teacher about AJ's grades, and they just in a bypassing thought, as such and such, they crashed into the tree. One's in the hospital, the other died. It was just like it was just some passing thought, like, bro, this is heavy, and y'all just treat it like
because it's a perfect example of where they are. Like we not y'all, like we not like the rest of y'all, like we above that.
Yeah.
But we're not at the top of the food chain either. Like we're in a position just enough to where our kids go to the same school, but we ain't got to worry about the nonsense problems y'all go through.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of one of those odd things. But yeah, he should have went to like the city hospital or something. Like that same hospital they took Kane to in Menace to Society. He should have went to one of them. Yeah, he still would have been waiting a minute, but at least he would have got worked on. He gonna be here all night.
Man, that's
that
is the worst. We go to the next scene, Johnny Sack and Tony. And Johnny Sack pulls out the big dog Maserati. We just got done talking about little Carmine, little C with the house, and we turn around, and now these niggas is battling. This is a real rivalry right now to me. You got the crib on the pool. I mean, you got the crib on the ocean. Watch this, Mozzie, nigga. This is crazy, man. But yeah, we get the insight that Phil's insurance had lapped because they were trying to find something cheap, which is just a hilarious passing bar. What did y'all think about this meeting between them two? I really like this, but what did y'all think about this interaction and this kind of conversation about how things need to go moving forward?
Really good. Like we always talk about them subtly pocket watching. We can tell Johnny doing good. Tony even asked him, said he spent 99 grand on the Maserati. So, like you said, little Carmine just bought the house on the water. New York doing good right now, even with splitting it and it being like a Cold War, which is speaking to Tony doing even better because you see him as far as his upgrades in the whip area too. A finalist for me for line of the quote of the episode is him asking Johnny, how do Jenny like the car?
Bruh.
With that look on his face. That was classic right there. Tony funny as hell, bro.
Yeah, like
I love how much that Johnny loved Jenny. He's so oblivious to it. He's like, oh man, you know, she ain't drove. He don't even get it.
Yeah, her knees
Anybody else would have got it.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Dang, that's good, Spike.
Nah, that was hilarious.
Good.
Yeah. Couple of things. Vitro in the background. You see, he's still on his job.
That ain't even his route. He's still cutting that just out of nowhere, man.
Yeah, just because Paulie set it up. For me, I love Johnny Sack. I just love the way he's a people person. That's why he's gotten so far in life. You know what I mean? The way he called Tony over, he's showing him the new whip. They having friendly conversation. You could tell they're friends, and he bring it up, man. Listen, man, Phil ain't letting this shit go.
You're not over.
And he reminds him in a true boss fashion. Like he reminds him, like, yo, listen, I ruled in your favor, Tony. Like y'all came to me with an issue. One of my captains owed you bread. I ruled in your favor, but I also got to show, that I'm loyal. Like my loyal capos, they got to know I got their back.
Yeah. So
you got to make that part of it right. I'm not disagreeing. He even throws in all the little, man, I ain't disagreeing with you. I know Phil treats Nichols like manhole covers. Like it is what it is. But listen, and then they come up with a negotiation. Tony's like, listen, if we can do it, we're gonna do it in my shop or a pussy shop, so I can control costs. Just that back and forth, that bartering. That's how simple it should be. But I love the fact that Tony knew. I bet. I know he owed me bread, but I'm in the wrong. I'm gonna do Johnny the solid because he is right. Like I ain't have to go that far.
Yeah.
Oh, so you think that was? Y'all think that was the right ruling?
What Johnny Sack said?
Would y'all pay Phil? Or would you be more adamant about, nah, fuck that? Nigga try to run for me.
For the sake, because I'm looking at it from the standpoint of, all right, so if I'm in this very moment, New York's in a war. You know what I mean? They got a power struggle up top. Johnny's asking me on the humble. He could just be on some sit-down meeting official, We at his crib. He's saying, "Listen, man," he's passing it off. I don't even give a fuck. But Phil is the one saying this. Tony and John are both bosses. So he's coming to him as a boss. Like, put yourself in my shoes. If you knew one of your dudes was wrong, but one of my guys still did something to him, like, you would come to me on the same thing just because he needs to know I have his back. Yeah. He needs to know I have his back. That way, there's no dissension in the ranks. So he was like, Tony looked at it from that perspective. He can only have that conversation with Tony. Nobody else would have gotten that. You know what I mean? That'd have been like, man, fuck anybody else. Man, fuck him. I ain't paying him shit. Like, nah, you in the top spot. You got to make these concessions. All right, bet. I know where you're coming from. I know I fucked up. I would have the same ruling if the roles were reversed. So, bet I'm going to do it this time. And you damn sure better remember in case something happens in the future, which, you know.
Well, then there's that. No, absolutely. I mean, because even if I'm tracking you down for my money, I'd imagine in their code and that thing of theirs, that's not the way to deal with it. Is I cut you off and have you to run into a bus full speed. Like, that is not. I get it, but this is a capo. He's a made guy. Like, me, nigga. Yeah, no, I get it. Like on if it was blacks and it was a street drug dealer type thing, it's just another day in life. But these guys got codes. Those animals. If it was the animals.
Hold on, man. I gotta go back to Spike's point, man. I'm weak because Tony's trying to get in that motherfucker thinking like, damn, I'm struggling getting here. How the fuck is Jenny Sack getting up there?
Bruh.
You can tell Tony, because when you look at it, Tony really struggling, and you can tell in his head, he thinking like, damn, how Jenny get in this motherfucker?
That might have been that might have been a what do they call it? He might have been freestyle. James got
improv.
I think it said, damn. One more question about it. And I think it shows to the brilliance of Tony. I thought about this when you was just saying it, Rich. He knew, and the reason he conceded so easily, in my opinion, he was like, well, I ain't going to pay for it no way. I'm just going to run it over there to Pussy Shop. And when she asks me for the money, I'm not going to give it to her. So, yeah.
Man, he knew that meeting was coming with John. He knew Phil wasn't going to let that shit go. Your car got towed. Nah, my nigga, I'm not going. Phil, ain't no way Phil was sitting at home like, oh, well, I guess I did. I should have just paid Tony his money. Like, nah, hell nah, John. This nigga fucked me up. That nigga owe that. That nigga owe restitution.
Restitution. Come on, all due respect.
So Tony knew that meeting was coming. He knew he was going to, but like you said, Spike, he's smart enough to know, well, shit, you want to be a woman in business? Go ahead, man. You take care of this shit. I ain't paying for shit.
Yeah, but what I would add to that scene, just I think it's an interesting thing because Tony's not living at his crib right now. So he's not really he's making money, but it's funny to me. The line that comes back to mind when I think about this, when Tony sees the Maserati, the crib, whatever, Carmine just moved to Jersey, or is that New York or Jersey where Carmine is?
I think it's Jersey, but I'm not sure.
Okay, Jersey. So both these dudes are New York dudes and in Jersey, so to speak. And it's that line Phil said last episode where he was just like, now he's right. You owe him. And he's like, I mean, come on, Jersey. I mean, he's a boss. He's like, come on, Jersey. And so even how it looks from that standpoint, like, is this Tony living at his mama crib that can't handle his responsibilities as a husband? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the way it looks versus me, I'm buying a Maserati. I'm whacking Lorraine's. I'm whacking whoever get out my way. Like, it's just different. Like, and I love how they do it. Tony's handling it right now, but that's why I think it hits different for Tony later when Carmela comes over. All of these factors I feel like are in the mental of he ain't tripping so much about it, but it is a real thing. But that's all I wanted to add to that scene. So they roll out, and then we get Tony goes to the body shop, and who do we see? We see Angie bumping Sarah. And if this ain't the definition of I don't shine shoes no more or sell sausage samples, I don't know what is.
Selling sausage samples.
And what's crazy is she still ain't all the way leveled up. She still got a whole nother level we ain't seen her at yet.
Yeah, that's true. That's crazy.
Right. This made her change. This made her get her hustle on. Even more. She's like, fuck this business shit. I'm gonna run it hot.
Yeah, go ahead.
Run it up. Fuck.
Yeah, she finessed.
She seemed kind of lonely too. She was like kind of lonely that, what I'm saying, she don't get to talk to Carmela and them no more.
Yeah, that was the say hi, but it was a desperation in her voice, like wanting to be in that in crowd again. But because my husband is dead, You
Or
know what I'm saying?
snitched.
Or he snitched. Yeah. He's no longer, he broke the oath. And so that that's crazy, because now she really is like, she was a housewife. Now she's a working woman. That's such a different dynamic in that space. But we see later in the series, we're going to see that, Carmela kind of wants to be in that same realm in a way. So what looks like a look down on becomes a I look up to you thing later. So it's such a respectable thing. And Angie is one of those C characters that has got an interesting arc.
Some of my favorite moments are when Angie get the stun on Carmela.
Boy, I can't wait.
What you going?
I can't wait.
Yeah,
that when she get that on.
You on your 4.0, I'm in my 4.6. Yeah. Like, come on, man. Stop playing with me.
What's the difference between
a 4.0 and a 4.6?
30 to 40
Angie
G's?
was saying to Carmela all throughout the season.
Beat it.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Beat
Beat it.
it.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
And I paid for mine. I ain't had my husband pay for my shit.
Huh?
We'll get there.
Carmela visits Tony, and this crib is so disgusting.
Hold on, we didn't really talk about the whole body shop and what happened. The conversation took place.
Oh, it was kind of brief, but what you got? What you got?
Spike, you got anything to say about it?
Nah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure nobody did. Yeah, pretty much just saying, like Spike mentioned earlier, I got a guy that's coming in here, long story, I owe for it, trying to control costs. His way of saying, I just like how he says things
I ain't
without
paying
saying
for
it.
Yeah.
Whatever you can do to keep costs in line, it'll go a long way.
It's gonna fall on you.
Exactly what that meant. Shout out to Tony Saragusa as well.
Yeah.
Former NFL player, Super Bowl champ.
For the Jets.
Yep. For the Ravens.
Well, the Ravens, and
he won Super Bowl with the
Ravens.
Ravens.
Right. Damn, he won the Super Bowl. You right. He did sideline reporting for the Jets.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it.
We get Carmela visits Tony, and like I said before, the crib is disgusting. I just don't understand how hard it is throwing things in the trash. That is just something that blows my mind. I never get this. Like, I get some clothes over here, I get shoes over here, but food, not throwing stuff in the trash. Like, I will never understand that for the life of me. Like, damn, like, bro, you can't throw trash away. So, but Carmela comes over and pretty much she breaks the news to Tony, like, hey, look, it's my father's 75th birthday, and pretty much we gonna go ahead and move forward without you. I think that's the best idea, and not confuse people on what our status is. They go back and forth, and then she says, he's to try to help here, take some of this money. She says, I really would like to see you back in therapy, and Tony snaps. What did y'all think about
should,
that?
though.
Yo, he should have.
Aggressive ass line.
Yeah, no, that he should have. She should definitely.
And she probably was complaining about money not too long ago. Now you don't need it and you're interested in my therapy. Man, shut up, bitch. Take this money. Get the hell out of my house. That's what he should have told her.
This nigga sick. Him with Carmela is so funny.
God, because she do the worst. She do the absolute worst shit. The shit that you like as a man, bitch. You be wanting to say that, but you can't.
Oh man, I like to see you go to a therapist. Get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah, stop playing, bro. Like, because that's a trigger word right there. Like, you act like
Hey,
like it's something wrong with me.
Petty. Tony Petty, and I'm not the only one.
Like when people been group talking about you, bro.
Hey, Spike hilarious, man.
He really is. Like, that nigga back. But Tony, good acting by I'm talking about that a lot in this episode, both from Edie Falco and James Gandolfini, rest in peace. But like, he genuinely looks hurt. Like, I was like, man, it really hit different. We know that Tony's a piece of dirt, like most of these characters, but like there's this old school code of ethics that he's still looking for with this at the end concept. And this is where it resonated differently, where it's like, because they've been together, like they came together to fix the Chris and Adriana thing when they was thinking like, oh, Tony slept with his fiance. So they came together on that. They came together for AJ stuff. So you're thinking like, okay, we came together when Tony B got out and we went to Vesuvio's. So you imagine like, okay, I thought we had some kind of agreement, or at least an understanding, even though we separated. And then this is where it cut deep. It was like, oh, damn, like it resonated, like we for real not, like I just jumped in the pool an episode or two ago. Like, this is like the real thing. Like, nah, nigga, you can't sit at our table. Like that was this
Would
moment.
that have bothered? Would that have bothered y'all? Or would y'all just be like, "Fucking, I ain't going"?
It probably would have
Yeah, I say
because
so. I say so.
Tony has a relationship with Hugh outside of all the bullshit. Like that's still
Mm.
my guy. I've known him for a long time, over 20 years.
Yeah.
And I think as men, we always have issues with accepting the boundaries that women put up. It's almost like we don't believe them.
Okay.
Like no matter what you say, I don't believe it. Like Tony never thought he'd be in this position to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
He's just trying to wait it out. And this everything that happens like this, it becomes more real. Like, oh shit, I'm really separated. Oh shit, there might be a chance that she really tries to divorce me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought this was off the table, and now the opportunity is being more real. It's like the famous Chris Brown Carucci picture. When Chris Brown has got his hands crossed and just looking at her like, I can't believe this shit. Like you really about to, and not to make light of that, because I know that was a big thing with him, pressing her and really not letting her get her piece. But Tony kind of has that same thing, like for real, like that's what we on. Like we really about to do this. My crib, you about to have people in my backyard
on my grill. I'm coming to get the grill. Y'all gotta buy a new grill. Y'all
like because I already took the stereo out. Like, look, all right,
and he would have done it. He would have moved all the grills. He would have moved everything, the pool furniture, all that. Like y'all gonna suffer. I'm gonna drain the pool, the whole nine.
Oh yeah, because I've been letting you have it just because I wanted to look a certain way. You are my ex-wife and mother of my children, but like, all right, let's stop playing. Like this, the jig is up. You know, in Tony's mind, like the jig is up. What are we? You know,
and it's gonna lead for real. It's gonna lead to more questions and answers anyway. Everybody wonder if I'm gonna be there. Now it's like, oh, now it's really. It's almost like you putting the nail in the coffin on our public image. Like, you know what I mean? If I'm somebody, if I'm somebody in the crew, it's gonna be weird. Like, damn, y'all was just at Vesuvio's breaking bread with Chris and Adriana over this bullshit. Now you ain't at your own home. Like, was that just a front? Like, you know what I mean? It raises too many questions.
Yeah.
If you play the part one way, you got to play it all the way through.
And you got to think about this too. Tony don't have neither one of his parents anymore. You know, that's a heavy weight to carry. And to know it's like, yo, these are my in-laws. I didn't really care for my mother-in-law like that. But me and my father-in-law, we always been cool. I looked at him like another father. He was around when Johnny was gone, and regardless of our disagreements as far as my lifestyle, we've always rocked out. And I've known him a long time. We've been knowing each other, me and Carmela, since high school. So I've been around him so much. I've gotten to the point call him dad and pops and so much. And it's like, damn, bro, this is 75th birthday. I can't come over here. Like we can't powder it up real quick. We can't finesse it just for this. So yeah, it was deep. It was
needing an invite to my own crib is insane.
Yeah.
Like, that's something that's just something I'm not going for.
Yeah.
I'm not, I'm coming over anyway.
Yeah, we ain't even. Yeah.
Y'all seen what Matt Barnes did when he heard Derek Fisher on that phone. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm coming in this house.
2 hours. Don't matter, nigga.
Yeah, nigga. I don't give a fuck.
How far I gotta drive, nigga? That's my family.
I'm coming. This is my crib. This is my family. Yeah, I'm coming in this crib.
That's funny. It's the sports references is crazy.
You know that story, Mo? You don't know that story?
I heard a little bit. I think when I listened to All the Smoke Pod, I can't remember which episode.
Blad's probably the best version. He went on Blad and told the full story.
Okay.
Of how it went down. Yeah, man. That's just long story short. Nigga, I'm jumping fences. I'm doing whatever I got to do, bro. I ain't about to be none of that. I ain't playing them games, man. Yeah. It's my crib. It's my family. Nah.
Man, that is we go to Uncle Junior's house. Uncle Junior is dozing off. Bobby brings the Danish and coffee. What do y'all think about Junior? He calls Hugh after Big Bobby. Yeah, right, exactly. Boy, he ain't got the same medication as Vito, but
Tony, it's the medicine they got me.
It's blood pressure. I'm through that now. I'm not but anyways, Uncle Junior.
Call my doctor.
Call my doctor. I can get a doctor's note.
What is he gonna say? I ain't gonna say.
I know I can't. This is gonna be, yeah. All right, Vito. So
it's a joke.
Yeah, I was there. Bobby reveals that he seen Rosalie April, and she told him that they're having the 75th birthday for Hugh, and pretty much. Oh my gosh, Junior's he's such a Spike, what did you call him? You had a term, I can't remember which term, but like just how lame he is. Like we talked about last week about the story from, the older
putt.
lady. A
He a
poo putt.
Yeah,
He a poo
Junior
putt.
putt.
He's a simp. He's just like
I
call.
wasn't mad at this though, Mo. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Yeah, this is hilarious.
I got this.
This is
I got
classic
this, man.
Junior Soprano.
Okay,
Yeah.
why were you mad at it, Spike?
We old. I've been around old people. Like I grew up around old people my whole life, man. Like this is something that they would do for real. Cause he
Oh, they
telling the
would do that,
truth with
yeah.
it. He telling the truth, like, bro, I don't know what it was. I get it. You are right. I just feel him on this because it was petty as hell. It was very poo putty. It was very Junior Soprano. He should not have done it, but I do think it would have happened this way in real life. So that's what made it so realistic. He just like fuck it.
I always put the blame on Bobby.
Well,
I'm
he
on
could have
house
stopped.
arrest, my nigga. Why you ask me if I got invited? It don't matter if I got invited or not, my nigga. I'm on house arrest.
I missed
Everybody
that.
being super petty this episode because that was petty by
Yeah.
Bobby.
That's
that
a
was
petty episode. Petty with dedication. This whole
Yep,
episode.
and then Junior upped the petty and was like, you know what, I'm about to sell him. But
Yeah,
to
you
Spike's
came in here
point,
playing. You came in here playing. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna show you the invite. Let me call him real quick.
Yo, is that a
even when he
writing issue though?
No, I think that
What
goes all
part?
the way to. I think that. So you said this is a petty episode. It trickles down. Rosalie, no, Bobby not gonna be there. You know, Bobby and Janice not really. They probably ain't got no invite. Bobby knowing that he ain't got an invite, thinking Rosalie trying to brag. So okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go tell Junior. I know what he gonna do. And then when I go tell Junior, and he know Junior ain't got an invite, because like Rich said, why the fuck would you ask me we got an invite? I know what that's gonna do. Then that goes to Junior calling him.
Bobby ain't that smart, bro.
You had this. Stop it.
You give him there you go again. You love giving these characters more.
I give Bobby. I believe
he's
Bobby
the wrong. He's the wrong.
He might not be that petty.
He the wrong person to get that level of credit to. I'm sorry, like Bobby is not that one. Not for that type of
I love it when the automated phone system said 35 cents. He said, "What the fuck is over anyhow?"
What the fuck is over anyway?
Right, like he is going through it right now. He don't want to be in the mob no more. Oh, it's not fun no more, is it? Oh, it's not fun. It's not fun no more, huh? Oh yeah,
man,
okay.
All the funerals. But he was right though. Like to Spike's point, at this age, it's a surprise we get up out of bed every morning. Like I'm 75, my nigga. Like I'm not about to shit. For real, the surprise might kill him over.
This nigga, but like, bro, you could have just waited till it was over.
I love how he said, I can't make it to your Jubilee. And Bobby's like, Junior.
Right. Like, bro, stop. Like, I get it. Like, this is realistic. I don't discredit that. I just when we're talking in this, just from our perspective, it's just like, bro, you could have just waited. You spoiled the whole thing just for your own selfish. This episode has petty and selfishness. Those are like big elements of this episode.
Those are the two starting characteristics of Junior Soprano.
Facts.
Junior clown.
Those are like if you made a Junior Soprano character chart, you starting with those two attributes:
petty and selfish.
Yes,
absolutely.
Man. Yes.
You gotta remember Many Saints in Newark. Why the main plot of the show, why that shit even happened, was because he was being petty and jealous.
Yeah, that's true.
As far as
the only woman we've ever seen him with. Remember why he set it off? Like why he ended it.
Yeah.
Like all of that, man. Junior is just this is 1,000% Junior.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm always wondering how was it's always, I don't know, maybe the show is always leaving it open for interpretation with these characters. Maybe they want us to take away what we want to versus telling us how we should. And maybe that's what the show is, because I'm like, are we supposed to respect him at all? Or is this like, hey, take what you will from him? So I don't know. Maybe
that's why I love The Wire so much. That's why The Wire is my favorite TV show, because they literally just saying, here's all the information, make your own decision. You determine who's good, you determine who's bad, you determine what's right, you determine what's wrong. Sopranos goes in that same vein as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fair
They're
enough.
much more humorous than The Wire.
Mm-hmm.
Much more humorous. So certain things, like, even though they have just scenes like that, I think 1,000% that David Chase was on some, you know what? Think about the ending of the show. The ending of the show is what you just described, man. Take it how you want.
Open interpretation.
Yeah, open-ended. I think a lot of this stuff is open-ended. All the Dream episodes, like all of this is being interpreted. David Chase doesn't really go out of his way to explain anything.
Yep.
Like, so I think you're absolutely right. and that's what makes the show great. That's why we have this podcast. That's why we can go 86 episodes when it's all said and done and have different opinions because, and I think we said this before, that's why we can watch this 5 years from now and have the same podcast all over again. We might look at it completely different.
There's a podcast out there that started all over again in the feed.
I believe it. I wouldn't be mad at it.
I get that.
The right point in time needs to pass, but
yeah.
Yeah.
But y'all ain't got to worry about that. Y'all ain't got to go back there. Y'all got this one. But yeah, Hugh seems like he ain't tripping about it. Like he wasn't tripping about it. It was like, all right, cool. Like that's
it's Hugh being petty.
Johnny, like shit, you right.
Yeah, it's him being petty. Like, now these motherfuckers thought they was gonna fool old Hugh. No, sir. You ain't getting one. You ain't getting one.
He didn't let it marinate at all, dude. Hugh didn't let it marinate at all.
No. Hugh don't get that many wins, bro. So when he get a win, it's like, yeah, I got these motherfuckers.
And he got one up on his wife too, because you know how his wife is, like how she just kills his dreams and kills his jokes. She sucks the life out of him, similar to Carmela did with Tony in some regard.
Black guys took it from
you remember? You was 100 pounds.
Yeah, man. Hey, I
sleep at night thinking about these things. I'm like, I can't believe she did him like that.
Man, he was looking at it like shit. I just fell off a fucking roof.
Yeah, that's why I think it resonates.
I'm glad to be celebrated. That's why I'm not tripping.
That's why I think that part was in there.
Right.
That's why, because of that. But yeah,
the fact that I'm answering the phone at my own kitchen table is a blessing in itself.
For sure.
I should be laid up somewhere with a cast in a hospital bed.
Getting my balls tongued. It's a reference. It's a reference.
I know the reference.
Getting my balls tongued.
Moisms.
Don't blame me. Don't put that on me. That's a junior line. That's a joke, a juniorism. But we get Tony and Blundetto at the bada bing, and Blundetto is a good earner from what we're understanding. And he seems to want more on his plate. But he said he kind of did the like, it's not about money kind of thing or whatever. But what do y'all think it's about with Tony Blundetto, like wanting more? What is it exactly?
It's 1,000% about money. You just can't tell Tony that.
Okay.
I'm not going to take. Yeah, I need. As we know, he was an ascending star before. I'm not going to take a handout from you. That was the whole thing of him doing the massage thing and not wanting to do it at first. I want to make my own way. So this conversation is about that. Like, yeah, you gave me the airbag thing. That's cool. But come on, bro. You know what I can do. You know what happened when I get out here. So go ahead and start opening up more plays for me. And let me go and start putting stuff in motion to where I can get to where I was going to be in the first sense. Versus, do you need money? Like, I'm not going to take no money out your pocket, bro.
Yeah.
I think I am.
You might charge me points on that too. Shit, Tony charging points on Carmelo for that bread she sold out the birds. She don't even know it. We're getting that money back.
Yeah. We ain't even.
Hey, did y'all see what Tony was reading? This nigga was going over applications. That's fucking hilarious, bro. Like he had little bitches. He was going over applications for women for the Bing. Like he had like pictures of different strippers and like their little biographies. It's like on a resume type thing. It's insane.
Tony,
Polaroids, full frame pictures, Polaroids, all types.
Tony is total. Never mind. I was about to go not about to go too freaky here.
It made me wonder what the fuck Seal was. That's what I was like. Why are he looking at applications? Is he her?
All right, yeah. Let me get out of there. Come back. Rewind here. All right.
Tony Boy.
Another way to put it. Tony. I always go back to the Barone sanitation scene where, like, the secretary, like, oh, she's a born again Christian. Oh yeah,
we ain't got there yet, have we?
No, that been happened. That's seasons ago. Like,
yeah, you're right. I'm thinking about something else.
Okay, but so this kind of brings me back to that. Tony has a savior complex. Remember, we always talk about the Dr. Melfi. Man, we didn't get Melfi in this scene. This episode, but we get that Melfi. Why Tony Soprano? There's this savior complex. He likes to catch women. It seems like at that stage, that phase. You know what I'm saying? And so just like his Gumar Arena, kind of similar. Like I feel like I'm saving her. I'm helping her. He likes dealing with Gumars in that kind of fashion. So I think him reading the Bing, looking at applications, speaks a little bit to that. His complex or whatever.
Good point.
But
I got a question for y'all.
yeah, go ahead.
Do you think so? We know obviously Tony B is getting his Rico on, right? What's the point of having soldiers if you don't use them?
Facts.
Right, I'm ready to. I can do more than do airbags. Do you think Tony is intentionally holding Tony back, and if so, why?
I'll let you go, bro.
Like he told him just worry about what's on your plate right now, knowing that Tony ain't got no issue with that plate at all. Like, do you think he's trying to protect him, or do you think he's like, man, I don't want to let you fully off the leash?
That is a great question.
I think it's insecurity. I think it's insecurity because he know, just like Tony B know, what happens when I get fully active. And y'all ain't seen me fully active in a decade. Now I'm out here. I'm getting motion. I'm starting to be active. Tony has this thing where he likes to be the boss. Tony B gonna look at him as his cousin regardless. I can respect you as a boss, when we out doing our thing, but as far as how we operate in this, I may be a little bit better than you. And I think Tony may know that. And he don't want him to start moving around and be ascending to the same level as him.
I also think that I think anytime Tony B getting involved in the game, I think it subconsciously reminds Tony about how
What
he went to
happened?
jail in the first place.
Yep.
But we haven't talked about that in a while since the early episodes, but that's still looming. That's still a thing. We know that even the way the show writes it, you can tell like what really happened that night. You know what I mean? So it takes Tony to that place.
Yep.
And this episode, I feel like the underlining feeling from Blundetto starts to really creep in stronger than it ever has. Even though later we'll get a different response, but it's hard for me to find it otherwise. But again, this show is an open interpretation show,
and it's insulting. Like if you my brother, if you my blood, you family, friend, whatever you want to call it. As a grown man, and you know my character, you know I don't want to eat off your plate. You know I don't want your food. I want you to help me put me in a position to make my own money. I can kick up to you, whatever the case is. I really don't even want to hand out for that. But getting damn well, I don't want you to just hand me some bread. Like, come on, I'm asking you. I'm doing the right thing, saying, look, appreciate the airbags. You know I can do more. What's good? What's the play? Like, give me an opportunity to start putting some real money in my pocket too. Like, for you to turn around and be on some, well, if you need some money, man, get the fuck out. That's all. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
True.
I could be hurting for that bread, but I'm not taking it.
Great point. Great point.
Yeah, man.
But he also brings up like, hey, like as a matter of fact, like, hey, I'm going to, Hughes, party or whatever. I didn't want to bring cigars because I figured you would. That's that. And then Tony just hits him with the like, yeah, controlling the narrative again. Like, oh, I just figured I would sit this one out. That was pretty much it. I don't have nothing else to add to the scene, but Blundetto ready to get to it. Phil Leotardo comes to the body shop, and we meet Big P's brother. We kind of create more depth for characters no longer with us. And, bruh, how petty is Phil?
Hey, bruh. Without the screen time, they didn't have to use a lot of screen time for us to understand.
Yeah.
Especially what we know Phil is going to go. Like, everything made sense. Like, even in the later seasons to why he was how he was.
Yeah.
As far as his beefs, like it made sense starting with this scene. Yeah, actually, even starting with, like you said, the ice cream and throwing that shit down, and it all makes sense. Like Phil character, like this is one of my favorite scenes of this this show. Just how petty that this nigga could be. I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing more to say.
Ain't much more to say.
Listen, it's King Petty.
Yeah, he might be right now.
Y'all gonna get me all the way right. Because you can't tell me that this shit ain't messed up from this accident. I don't give a fuck what you said. This nigga went out of his way for me to crash my car. Y'all paying for some new seats. This nigga pointing out quarter panel damage in the back. Like, it's a front end
accident. Excuse me, front end accident.
Nigga said, what the fuck is this?
The paint not dynamic enough. Like, come on, bro. What we doing, man?
Joey, try this. Yeah, it's all fact. It's off
axis.
Bruh. They knew. I mean, Joey.
Because
it shows
it's all subjective stuff.
Yeah. Like I could roll with this. It would have been cool, but why would I do that? Like y'all
Yes,
inconvenient. Tony inconvenienced the shit out of me. I got a brace on my neck. I got to get a new whip. Like, nah, I'm finna stretch this out. But it also shows a lack of respect that he had for New Jersey too, asking about pussy.
Yeah,
He
that
asking
was
about his brother.
that was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like I
Um,
What
said, it's
happened? What
all
happened with that
stuff
thing?
you can't address this directly. Like who's one to really tell if the pain is really dull or not? Who's one to
Facts.
really say if the seed is off his axis? It leaves you guessing. Like, well, damn,
Mm-hmm.
is it fucked up? Is it not? Is the nigga being petty? Like, how do I fix something that's already
true,
fixed? Like,
true.
Especially if
it'd be different if he pointed, and that to y'all point earlier, that points out to how petty Phil is. Because
Yeah.
he knows not to go for the obvious stuff. Stuff you can easily point out and say yes or no to. Like, nah,
facts.
all this shit related.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
He probably thought about that shit all night.
His brother knew
He
how to
thought about
follow
that
along.
all night,
Yeah.
man, when he was going up there.
Yeah.
I'm already mad Tony even had the balls to ask for this bread. I'm about to take him up top.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a call when the job's done right.
Yeah, we running it up.
I meant to ask y'all earlier, do you think his collision coverage really lapsed? Or he was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not using my insurance for this shit. Tony's gonna pay for this.
That's a good point.
I think it did lapse.
Yeah, back then I could see Phil riding
I
around with
just
no
couldn't
insurance.
see,
I could see that.
even if Phil had insurance, I could not see Phil filing a claim
He
for
ain't
some shit
filing the
that Tony
claim.
did. I just couldn't see
He
it.
still probably wouldn't have, but like even if it was, he probably would have had his brother Joey do it. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just a kid, so he's familiar with that stuff, I'd imagine. So he probably would have had Joey go ahead and file that for me, but he probably did lapse trying to get something cheaper. He's been out of the game for
No,
20
it
years.
ain't even about him or Joey, whoever doing it. It's the principle. Like this nigga caused, I don't give a fuck if I owe him money or not. I don't care if I owed him 10,000 or $10. This nigga went out his way, chased me down the street, crashed me, caused me to crash into the back of the shit. Like there's something about Phil. Everything we know about Phil Leotardo, there's no way he would have said, I'm using my own insurance for some shit like that. Fuck Tony.
Because that's probably what John looked. That's a really good point, Rich. Because how did they even get to the conversation where John knew that? Because that's probably what John told him. John was probably
asked,
like,
man,
file this shit on your insurance, bro.
Don't call it. Yeah, I'll
Like,
have Tony pay the deductible.
That's good.
Hell nah. Fuck Tony. Why should my rates go up because this motherfucker ran me off the road?
I mean, come on, Jersey. All right.
Yeah, John, I filed this and my insurance goes up $100.
Right. Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah. We go to the Sopranos dinner, minus Tony, and Hugh reveals that he knows about the party, and Carmela is pissed. Like, she already got an issue. She been having an issue, a hard on for Junior since season 1. And she ain't never really left that angle. Like he pulled up to a housewarming with Bobby and she closed the door on him, and that was the end of it. Like she ain't been like, she don't mess with Junior at all. And I love how they keep that thing going. Oh, this man, I love how they do these underlining beefs of this person don't rock with this person, because that's really how family be working. It'd be a cousin that don't like this cousin. It'd be an auntie that don't like this uncle. So that's really reminiscent. So what did y'all think about this scene? We get some dialogue here and some things that definitely get on my damn nerves. But what did y'all think about this scene, the Soprano dinner?
This made me want Chinese food. Like when I watched this earlier this week, I had to get Chinese food after that. That was first.
Oh, it really hit like that for you.
It did make me want Chinese food, man. Like it was getting down. But I just love the acting by Hugh's character in this, man. Like the smile on his face, how he even took the next bite of rib, knowing that he did a little wiggle and everything. That shit was great, man.
It looked good.
It looked good.
Yeah.
But yeah, this scene was good for me, and it's ridiculous that Carm's mother thought that AJ told him. Like AJ gives a flying fuck about any of this going. Like that was the last person that was.
She don't know her grandson at all.
She don't know her grandson at all.
Yeah.
And the last thing, she's such a cultural person. Like she claims to be late in the episode. I found it interesting that everybody's eating with a fork, and she got chopsticks. Pretentious ass.
Yeah, I do like the fact that, and it sets up the.
What you look like, Cat FOMO?
Because man, it's people like this.
It sets up obviously his mom and the Italian heritage and how she thinks so highly of these people. Like, ain't nothing worse than somebody who's chasing a person or their friend or always kissing their ass. And Carmela called it out. Like, man, I remember them not inviting you to that graduation or to that ceremony. Like, if y'all such good friends, like, I don't like the fact that I don't like how you kiss her ass when they don't treat you that way. It's not a mutual type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did like the Hugh line though. And I mean, Mary's definitely meat eating like crazy. Um
Wait,
Hugh,
what?
she's meat eating. That's what she's doing.
Yeah, Dr. Fagoli. She on Dr.
Ah, got
Yeah,
you,
Fagoli.
got you,
she
got you,
on the
got you.
Fagoli D. But Hugh has a good line about Dr. Fagoli. He said he had the crab so bad we called him governor of Maryland. I thought that's a good bar, bro. And AJ liked it, and then immediately his wife, Carmela Senior, just sucks the air out of like, don't say that, don't. And then Carmela doubles down. I'm like, bro, they cast it perfectly when it comes to parents because goodness gracious, if Carmela and Mary ain't similar, that's why they bump heads. It'd be the people would be most alike is the reason you bump heads. I could tell you, I've seen my wife and daughter bump heads. I could tell because they're this part of why y'all bump heads because y'all like right here. I'll have the same thing. This is why we bump heads because we're alike right here. Like so, this Carmela and Mary back and forth. It's because they're alike in this area. It's just crazy how they just kill this man's like.
Shout out to Hugh for my fault. Go ahead.
Nah, it's just killing this joke, man.
Yeah, shout out to Hugh for putting his foot down too.
Yeah,
Tony ain't coming, I ain't coming, man.
Standing on business.
Cancel the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's that gonna look like, man? I'm in his backyard. What we said earlier in the scene when Carmela came over him and talked to him about it. Everything we said about Tony, that's what Hugh bringing up. Like, it don't even look right in this man backyard. This is man house.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, stop playing, man. I'm not about to do that. As another man who runs a household, I'm not doing it. Because if somebody did that shit in my crib, I'd be mad too.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's they do a good job of showing us, even though we're at the end concept, there's still some of these old school moments that will always live on, just like the generation we live now. Like we see so much new age things, but there's still moments of old school foundational things, traditions that are not going to change. And I enjoy that. And this show does a great job with that. Hugh standing on business saying, bro, I'm not doing that, dog. That is not happening. Like that's not the way we living, like at all. Where they do that at? Tony ain't here, I ain't coming, bro. You can cancel the whole joint. And plus, he really loved Tony. Like that's for real.
That's his
like,
man's. That's his man's.
Tony,
he proud of Tony.
People, I think hot take here, but I think it was Hugh is the reason that Carmela moved forward with Tony instead of that pharmacy technician, that pharmacist or whatever that they spoke about in earlier seasons. I think the mom Mary wanted Carmela to marry that pharmacist dude. I don't remember the name at this point, but I'm sure the listeners can clue us in again. I think it was season 3. But like I'm sure Hugh was like, nah, Tony, I like that kid. And he was probably the one that was like championing Tony. So they already probably had a relationship that was stronger than obviously Tony and Mary. And so like you're telling me, oh, I can't be here because nah, man, bump that. We are not doing that. So I love that. And he was just a character I really like anyway. Like especially when he called out Livia at the funeral. Like, man, this woman gave us hell for years. Stop playing. So yeah. We go to the next scene. Tony gets a call from Ange, and Tony has a weird way of manipulating the narrative. He just does this weird thing where he plays like when your husband was gone and stuff. I looked out for you, right? I gave you this gig. I gave you the body shop, and she's doing her, she's doing kind of the emotional thing or whatever. What did y'all think about this phone call and even that smile at the
end? She still brought all this on herself from when she first went and was crying about how she couldn't get this and get that from that conversation that Tony had with her and the dog in front of her house where he bashed up her car.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's still reeling off it. Like, how dare you speak bad on my name when I've been taking care of you, essentially. So now she has the body shopping and things like that. He's still in the same mode. Okay, like you want the body shop, you think that's fair? Then you do what you supposed to do to be a business person. What the fuck you calling me for? I ain't got nothing to do with any of this.
Mm-hmm.
So I respect it. And I respect that he gave his mans a call, Tony B, too, to go down there and at least take a look, not just leave her hanging, but he didn't let her know that.
Mm-hmm.
How you asking me about money when you owe down? That was Tony pretty much what he was saying.
Yep.
And the worst position you can be in, if you owe something, you want to know exactly what you owe, right?
Oh,
You never want to be in a situation where, damn, sentimentally I owe, from the principal I owe. Like I did not have to let you get this, but she even said it, and Tony cut her off. You know, you didn't have to let me do this with all the other businesses you run through here. You called for your piece, I gave you your piece. In our world, that's a lifetime debt. I put money in your pocket for as long as you can, as long as you have this shop running, because you asked for me. I didn't have to do that. So how do you still fix your lips to turn around and say, well, are you going to cover this seat, or are you going to cover this, you're going to cover that? There would be nothing to be covered if I did not give you the shop to begin with. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, if I own the bar, I'm not coming in ordering and paying the tab. I own this shit. This shit all come out from my shit anyway.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about, Ange? Like,
you were selling sausage samples.
I'm not going to tell you directly. I'm going to let you figure that out on your own. And indirectly, it turned Ange into a hustler.
Yeah.
As we end up seeing. Ange, when she hung up that phone, she took that drag of that cigarette, she had that look like, I need to figure some shit out. If I'm going to do this business and have to deal with anytime Tony has an issue or wants to bring somebody through here, like, I need to figure out how to make my bread off top.
Yeah.
Pretty much what it is. Like, you owe down. Like, I'm not paying you shit. Figure it out. You want to be a woman of business? Be a woman of business. I don't know what you want me to tell you, because I know you ain't calling me asking me to okay this 2000 and expect to get it from me. Yeah. Like, I know that's not what we having the conversation. I know that's not why you called me.
You don't think that I'm going to pay for it, do you?
Yeah, so I'm confused just as much as you, Angie. Like,
no,
I don't run a body shop.
You got to get your own.
I don't run a body shop. You down there. What do I know? I ain't down there.
You talked to him. Why you calling me? You was right there with him. Like, why you asking me for?
You was there.
Yeah, what you asking me for?
She used to soda and nuggets. She really just out here thugging. Like, come on, man. Let's get it together. And like, let's do what we got to do. Don't get emotional with me. I don't have nothing for you. But why do you think he smiled at the end of that phone call? Is this the psychotic part of him, or is it?
You just know he being petty. This is the sociopath part of him.
Okay, I thought so. I'm like, I'll wax your husband and everything, and now I'm being petty with you because I enjoy this now.
I enjoy it. I don't get I don't feel anything from this. This shit don't even register to me. I'm not even a regular human that's playing the same game with you. Like, what are you calling me for? What are we talking about? This is not invoking any emotion. Like, she crying on the other end of the phone, bro. Her livelihood is threatening. This nigga's like, bro, what?
Fuck out of here. And that's why this goes to Spike's point even further. As soon as he hangs up with her, he calls Tony B. Like, hey, man, go check on this. Like, see what's going on. He could have told her.
He could have told her, okay, cool.
I'm
gonna send Tony down.
He could have said that. But instead, he's like, let me fuck with her just because I can. Tony's sick, bro. He's sick in the head.
That's facts.
Yeah, he could have easily just said, you know
what, man,
don't worry about it. Somebody gonna come down, they gonna rap about it. We'll pick up this conversation.
That's that dark humor that Tony and Janice have. Like, I feel like that's that dark.
It's like
that dark humor they have like that.
Yeah, that's that you should have never played with me. You should have never fucked around and found out. Now you're gonna find out every time.
Yeah.
I know from the time that we hang up this phone to the time you see Phil again, you're gonna be stressed the fuck out. And that alone makes me happy.
Yeah. And I ain't gotta deal with it. That ain't my stress now. Go on over there with that, Phil. Yeah. He moved it all the way, But he calls Blundetto. Blundetto in the middle getting some, and I mean, I guess he has to pick up because it's the boss, his cuz or whatever. But like, man, bro, I mean, she looking frustrated like a mug. That's all I got. I don't have nothing else to say. It's just funny though, like when you're trying to get off the phone with somebody. that part of it is funny to me. It's very realistic. Just like, okay. All right, yeah. Okay, get you some ice cream. Yeah.
I hate small talk.
Yeah, me too.
Get the fuck out of my phone.
Bro, you don't know what are we talking about?
Are you inviting me? If you ain't inviting me, I don't care. Enjoy, nigga.
Yeah, all right, bro. Look, I gotta get back to what I was doing.
The episode did a great job of slowly but surely building up Tony B's temperament towards where he is in life. Like each thing that happens, you see him start getting more and more annoyed. And after each conversation, he starts taking meetings or starts having talks or expressing certain feelings. And it's a direct chain reaction. It's cause and effect. And they did a great job of showing this. Like, all right, this call, I'm in the middle of the night, I got to answer your shit. Man, hell no. Let me see what else is out here. That goes into our next scene.
I do got a question too. Is this like Tony B's baby mama?
Man, listen, that's the woman of the night. It don't matter.
Okay, because it
It
kind of
probably is though, because they
similar.
in his mom's basement.
The other lady left him though, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She looks similar though. That's why I was like, is that
which other lady?
When he found the money,
blonde, the one that was there when he was past the test and everything, and she's like, "You're double blessed."
When she leave him?
Remember, she's like, "I can't take this anymore," because remember he was thugging it.
He blew all that money.
When
he went on that
that's
bender.
probably still her. Women say that shit all the time.
He went on
but
that
that's
bender.
weird because then he said, I got the boys on the weekend. So I'm like, okay, like that's what stood out to me. I'm like, wait, what are we doing? Is this her? And then they're still doing this. I was confused. Like
I think a reasonable amount of time has passed by since that happened, and they're showing us that this way, because like you said, that's their mom, right? That's the kid's mom.
That's what I'm saying. So if that's the mom, why are they still getting them on the weekends?
Only reason I say that
I think they split up since that conversation.
It's hard to talk a woman off the street to come back to my mom's crib. We're gonna go to the basement.
You know how much he paid her,
and
how much of a
Tony
professional
B
she
ain't got
was.
no bread like that.
Got to bada bing though.
His whole issue in life right now is a lack of money. Now, why are you spending your bread on? But we also seen Tony B.
We know he wastes money too, though. Yeah, we know he would.
Okay, that's true.
It was a good, probably like a $400-500 date. She would.
It's not a bad night. It's not a bad.
In the words of Victor Sweet, man, you don't pay a hoe to fuck you. You pay her to leave.
That's a good day. That's an interesting phrase right there.
Hey man, it's one of the realest lines ever in movie history.
Mankind right there.
You pay her to leave.
You pay her to leave. Yeah. All due respect.
Lines of mankind.
Yeah, that might be. We go to a sit down. It's Russ, Blundetto, and Angelo. And pretty much they want him to clip Phil. Is that?
No, they want him to clip Joey.
Okay. Why is it that they want him to clip Joey? This is a Carmine.
Because
it's retribution.
Oh, because Lorraine. Okay, so it's we getting it back in blood.
And they can't kill
Carmine went to grade school with Lorraine. Like they got a history killing a woman. Like what the fuck is he on? What part of the game is that?
What part of the game?
Somebody got to go.
And they specify that Joey is not made. He's a friend of a friend.
Yeah. Same way Tony ain't made.
Right. Tony B, I thought Tony B was made.
Remember that's what we kept talking about. Tony B's not made.
Because he got locked up.
And so I don't. Yeah,
he was a rising star. Like he was never made. I'm pretty sure they made that.
If I'm Chris later when we get to the episode, like nigga, talk to me nice.
Saying, but
we'll get there. We'll get there. It's the family dynamic, but like, hey, put all that family behind us. Talk to me nice, nigga. You ain't made. You ain't untouchable. Back up, bro.
Yeah, because remember, there's a moment when Tony mentioned something about opening up the books for Tony B.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna see what we can do to open up the book. So he's not made. And to y'all point, Joey Peeps ain't made either. So we can easily sanction a hit like this without having to go above and beyond. Like Joey Peeps need to get up out of here. Eye for an eye. These two, like the way Rusty sit here looking at these niggas, like, am I sure that I got the right people for this?
Bruh, because y'all
see that class thing. The theme of this episode too. Y'all like, dude, even behind him turned around and looked like, what y'all got going on, bro?
Yeah.
You got to think though. You got to think. Rusty said, man, Angelo said great things about y'all in Pennsylvania. That's why I wanted to meet you. So this is Rusty's first time. All I know is what Angelo told you. This is my first impression. And you up here doing Jack Gleason impression. Mumbo. Like, man,
all I know is he never had the makings of a boss.
Matter of fact, let's cancel this whole thing. Let's end this dinner early. Like, what I needed you for, I don't need you for.
Yeah, let's pack it up, guys. Shit. Pack it up.
and we mobsters, man. Our whole point is we don't like attention on ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, you got the whole restaurant staring, looking at us, man. I'm talking about murdering somebody.
Bro.
You up here making jokes and impressions.
But that's on Angelo. He should have never did that though. Because Angelo
Angelo enjoyed that shit.
See, yeah, Angelo, because Angelo
Jailbirds.
he lost where
Yeah.
he Angelo lost where he's a grandpa, he got grandkids. He don't know he's lost where he's at. Like completely, which is going to be the demise. Because
Rusty looking at both of them like y'all some fucking idiots.
Yeah, bro, both you niggas is clowns. Like, but I need
Rusty.
a favor.
I love Rusty's facial expression.
But I
Get
need
out!
a favor.
Get out! This nigga looking like that. What the fuck is y'all doing?
Yo, the level of devotion to reenact, like that is crazy. The level
Here,
bro.
we could have did this on the way to the
listen,
car.
hey,
bro.
Hey, sit down.
Hey, hold on. I don't know about y'all. I don't know about y'all. Don't ask me to do shit on command.
Bro, nah.
Man.
Say that funny thing
do that
that you
impression,
say.
man. Fuck
Say
you.
that funny thing.
Yeah, hey, do that thing you was doing when we was talking on the phone. Nah.
That's when it
Fuck
turned
outta
into
here,
your
bro.
man's on good. Oh, I'm a clown to you? Funny like how?
Funny
like
how?
Funny
Yeah,
what?
exactly. And you know how crazy it is? Like, yo, think about it. I don't know, maybe I've experienced this, but like, could you imagine being in a family meeting? Was like, okay, stuff is getting disruptive. We need to sit down as a family, mom, cousin, aunt, whoever. I don't know if y'all familiar. I've had family meetings. Bro, I could not imagine in a family meeting, we're having a serious conversation. Like, when you said this, you really offended me. When you did this, I wasn't trying to do this. You're having a family meeting, and then all of a sudden, it's like, hey, do that impression of Denzel from Training Day. It's like, what? No, I'm not doing. Like, that's crazy. Just it's crazy. But I will say, man, I will, as much energy as I've given the casting of Steve Buscemi as Tony Blundetto, I will say this episode was probably the best acted episode. Not even acted, but the best characterization of Tony Blundetto to me. How they played it, but I'll get to that a little later. There's a scene specifically that gives me that thinking. Carmela calls
Would y'all
Tony.
had told real quick? Would y'all had told Tony?
Tell Tony about this.
Oh, like that they want me to whack Joey.
Yep.
I wouldn't even take the meeting.
Mm.
It ain't worth it.
I would have told Tony, because Angelo is my guy. Like we were bunkmates or whatever. We looked out for each other in the cell. So I'm gonna see what he talking about. I don't know what he on, but he said we need to have a sit down. And he might got to wait for me to make some money. So I don't know what it is. When I find out what it is, I'm telling Tony.
Well,
I think
that's fair.
You're kind of picking the wrong voice. If just real quick, and I'll let you go to it. I think he picked the wrong voice. Like he should be able to, with his instincts as a mobster, look at this and be like, these niggas not finna win. They calling me the whack Phil homeboy. Like, nah, that's not
Phil's
so I would
brother.
let Tony know into the sense of that. Yeah.
Well, that's before. That's later.
What?
Phil's brother.
Oh,
yeah, this is Phil homeboy.
That's retaliation.
Homeboy. Okay,
this
okay.
Joey Peace. Phil's brother's retaliation for
that's Billy.
For frack.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't even take a meeting just because not only what Spike said, like y'all on the losing side anyway. Yeah, to Mo, like you said, Angelo, you my guy. So I'm gonna show up for you when I can. But I would have explicitly asked, what's this about? And if Angelo said some business, I'd have been like, cool. Does this have anything to do with the problems you have in New York? Because if it does, respectfully, I'm about to sit this one out. And that's how I play it. I don't even want to get to a point where I'm already there and then y'all spring it on me.
Mm.
Like, I'm asking that question up front, because if it's a way for me to get some bread, then sure. But I don't even want to be involved. I don't even want nobody to say they saw me at this meeting with y'all too. Like, I don't even want to like, y'all got too much shit going on. This is a perfect opportunity for Jersey to sit back, relax, and just watch where the chips fall.
Yep.
Fair enough. I like that. That's an interesting.
That's
angle.
why I'm me, and that's why Tony B.
That's true. I'm Big Mike and y'all ain't. Carmela calls Tony, and it looks like it's late night. It looks like it's been a stressful day. I know it seemed like it took so much out of Carmela to do this. Like, I'm telling you, like, that probably was hours built on, like, am I really going to invite him? And so you could sense her frustration through the phone call, but she had to keep it a bean, and she had to sell it to Tony. You know, and she says, hey, look, pretty much my dad, you know what I mean? He wants you there. He wouldn't have it no other way. You know, he adores you, all those things. And Tony's like, I don't know. I got to check my schedule. Like, of course he's doing the petty thing. The whole episode's petty. So What do y'all think about this? Are y'all, if you get a call like this and you Tony after you kind of made your mind up, like, oh, that's what we on? Okay, cool. I done moved on from it. If you're Tony, are you change your mind and say, I'm gonna pull up because I love you, or you gonna say, nah, it's up?
Mm. I think Tony could always tell that she wanted him there. He just couldn't put his finger on why she was telling him no. Even back at the crib, I disagreed a little bit about what you were saying. This was just as hard for Carmela as it was for Tony. Like, she's not really doing what she wants.
Okay.
She's doing what her mother says. And now in this case, she's doing what her father says. It's never really, we don't get a true indication of what Carmela really wanted to do. Because even as she is going over Tony's rebuttal, she always has, even if she's going over Tony's excuses, she always has a rebuttal for him because she know this man. She know what he gonna say. He gonna come up with this. I'm gonna say this. He gonna come up with this. I'm gonna say this because she knows him. So we never really get a real feel if she wanted him there or not. I too, Mo, you brought up good points, have to side or skew to the fact that she does want him there because of Vesuvio's and showing up, because of all the things that she's done to save face up to this point. Why would this be any different? She wants to play she not ready to, oh, it's over either. Just like you were saying with Tony, she's not ready to do that either. She just acting off what her mom and dad said. So I think that was well played on this phone call. Just her just being puppeted around, even with Tony. Tony puppeted around too.
Spike shooting Carmella some bail. I like it. That's fair.
Hey, well said. Nothing to add on top of that.
Okay, I agree. So I will say this. We go to the next thing. It's crazy. Like, we almost spent half the episode just set up, and how it goes almost from, it seems like a whole different episode to like how we're getting into the real Marco Polo, the part that we think about and remember when we see this title. And it's amazing to me. Like, it gets me every time. I'm like, because I'm enjoying all this setup, I'm enjoying all this stuff prior to, and then now we're getting into it the day of. So Carmella is in her bag, and this scene, arguably my favorite scene of the episode. This scene is so good because they really create the intense, anxious feeling of setting up for an event. This is so fire to me, bro.
Let me ask you.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, because I know you was cooking, and I want you to get right back into it. But I am curious about one thing.
Okay.
Because when you mentioned the intensity of the scene, something that pissed me off the entire scene is Carmella running around. Like, it seemed like she was making things more urgent what they needed to be. Like, you running around ain't going, you saving literally probably minutes. You acting like you saving yourself 3 hours by doing certain things. Like, listen, calm down, relax, take a drink, like, get this shit ready and be cool. Like, it made me upset at how anxious she was. And maybe that's because I'm not on the side of hosting.
Because you're a nigga.
I'm always expecting shit to be late anyway. The cookout gonna
that's
be
what
late.
it is. That's exactly
that's probably what it is. Like, so
because we're black. That's why.
Yeah, that may be it. That might be the cultural thing.
Exactly.
I'm not expecting none of this shit to be on time anyway.
Sharing the similar personality as Rich, that was one of the most irritating things for me too. I hate overly anxious people. Like, they drive me fucking insane. I hate people that cannot calm down and making everything harder than it is, running back and forth like they on fucking fire. You got people there to help you, have them help you.
But here's the
even
thing.
AJ, you let AJ lazy ass, anyway, shit on AJ, I'm gonna do it. You let this lazy ass lay up there all goddamn morning. He could have been down here helping you. You could have asked Metal to come a little earlier, and you got Tony B here now. So yeah, like, stop acting like you don't have any help in the world.
Okay, let me say this though, right? Have y'all both hosted an event where you were the one, like, pretty much supplying the food? Mm-hmm. Actually cooking the food?
Yes.
Okay. If I'm off, I'm off. Sometimes it's more effort to give somebody a job than it is to just do it yourself, because you want it done a specific way that you can't maybe articulate, or you can't stop and show them how you want it done. So you rather say, I'll do it myself. Have y'all ever had that type of?
Here's the thing. Yeah, I see where you're going, Mo, and I agree with you. Here's where I differ than Carmella.
Okay.
Either A, I'm going to prep better so I don't put myself in this position to begin with. And if I'm not prepped as well, I'm still treating it. Look, y'all niggas over my crib. I'm feeding y'all. This shit gonna be done when it's done. I'm not rushing this process or feeling the need that I don't want my guests to get restless. Like y'all motherfuckers can go. Like y'all ain't got it. Like this will be ready when it's ready.
The
That's
TV,
a culture,
give
man.
you
the pool out
fellowship.
there.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you fellowship. I'm gonna have you stuff to do. But as far as the food, okay, it's done at 6 instead of 5. If you ain't got that hour in you, then cool, kick it, step.
See,
Y'all
yeah,
know we good at eating leftovers.
that's us. That's us, right? Because if you're a set of people that like time is everything. Like when we say we're gonna be starting at this time, we're starting at this time. We ain't no room for like lateness. That's not how we moving. That's why I'm like, that's the difference. Cause like for us, we like, hey, we are us as black people, we're understanding people. So I think that and we're used to that kind of grace when it comes to like, oh, lateness, tardiness. We're used to this. Like, all right, bro, look, grab a beer, go outside, go talk to your cousin them, or go hop in the pool or something. We're used to that. But like, I think this type of thing is different for them because when they set up events and times, it's not really like, oh, we're late. Like you see how much Tony emphasized, like, bro, where have you been? I've been calling you. We was talking to Paulie in season 1. Like their time thing for them is just different. For us, we just never, we're not like that. And I think that's what kind of skews our view a little bit. But I'm with you. I'm like, hey, yo, chill out, bro. Like, hey, we're going to get it done, you know.
Hopefully Chris Malone can chime in here.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
But for me personally, I think another big part of this is, like, when I'm inviting you to my crib, when I'm hosting an event, I'm not hosting it for one specific thing. It's an experience. Like, that's why doors are open from this time to this time. Like, it ain't just you come to eat and that's it. Like, kick it. Come kick it. Come fellowship. Come play some cards. You know, watch some shit. That's why in my head, the food's not a big deal. I got a hors d'oeuvres on top of that. I'm gonna have some shit to keep you good until all this other food ready. Like there's nothing I can do. I just don't think them little jogging, power stepping around the crib for them little 30 steps ain't gonna change the time of when this dish is gonna be ready. Like it's cool. Like relax, nigga. Take a drink. I'm gonna come in the kitchen, talk shit with me while I prep this shit up. Like, you know what I mean? I can do both. But I don't look at it as Carmelo looks at it as like, oh my goodness, I have such a responsibility to these guests.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's not right, but my responsibility is to make sure y'all having a good time. I can do that without having the food on time or whatever the case is. It was just one of them Carmelo things where I'm like, man, calm your ass down.
Yeah, it was.
This shit ain't that deep.
Relax. Yeah, because even they was like, yo, have you a shot? It's too early. Or have you a little, like, what? Like, they were trying to get like, yo, chill.
And one of the wildest lines ever is, I thought I told you to be up by 11. Ain't no black mama letting you sleep till 11 a.m.
We got people coming over?
We got people coming over?
No, 11 is...
11 a.m.? Almost noon? Are you serious?
Nah, ain't no 11, bro. But that's her knowing who her child is. That's the only reason that happens. Like she gives him
my fault.
She just gives him a different, she understands her son. Like AJ, we know he's trash. So she understands him. She gives him low level expectations.
It's enabling, man. That's crazy. I used to get chastised. Let it be summer break and my mama called the crib and it's 11 and I sound like I'm still asleep.
Sound like you sleep. Oh yeah, you had to get that voice right. Like you just hello, like you moving around,
bro. Hello.
I know you ain't still asleep.
Oh no. I'm up. You know, you trying to cake all the sleepiness out of your vocals.
Man, we ain't doing none of that shit. I ain't even got to be here to be upset that you still being in bed. Get your ass up and do something.
Black moms.
I got a list of something for you to do.
Black moms are so different. Y'all email us in if your mom was like that type of mom, hit us up, man. We would love to hear one of y'all mom stories of them telling you even on your summer break as an adolescent, get up. 11 o'clock is too late. Y'all hit us up on that. But yeah, Blundetto, he comes over with his kids and he has to get his kids together. You know, they jumping in the pool, they start messing up stuff. We all know cousins like that at that age when we were young. Like, I come over just doing the most. Meadow shows up with Finn and she's trying to make a cake. Carmela said, I already got dessert. Carmela's parents show up early. So it's like, bro, you know, it's like, dang, I ain't even got the event set up. You're supposed to be the, you know, this whole thing was just gold to me. Like, I loved it.
That Meadow shit would have pissed me off the most.
Absolutely.
Like, I can deal with the kids being there. They can get in the pool. That's cool. I don't even really give a fuck about. I don't care. Like, it's pool furniture. Who cares, nigga?
Yeah.
Meadow coming in there, see how I'm moving around, know how her mom is. Like, oh, I'm gonna bake another cake. Man, you get your ass out of my kitchen, bro.
Because now you
Like,
got to
that
ask
is
me where everything is.
Yeah.
I got
Well,
stuff
even
on
if
the
you know where
counter.
it's
I
at,
got
you in my
stuff.
way. You in my way, man. We're not even doing that. Look, I don't give a fuck. Make it for Grandpa next week for his birthday gift. But nah, we not doing that.
And I
Yeah.
think it's standard that if you bring in a dessert or a side, usually you make that at
Have
the
it
crib and you
done.
bring that over. You don't make it at my crib. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I might
We
ask
talking
you to
about
make, I
baking
might
a
ask you to make
cake.
the greens or something like that if you hear. Maybe the yams.
Mhm.
But desserts and sides like that don't involve the stove,
Yeah.
like they need an oven. Like you ain't making mac and cheese at my crib. That's something you make at home.
Yeah.
Put the foil over
You can
it.
warm it
and you
up.
bring it over.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can warm it up
You
here.
warm it up.
But
Yeah,
nah, we ain't doing all that. So Meadow, and maybe that goes to her youth and
Man,
wanting to help out, but not even realizing like, oh, I should have probably had this done already.
Meadow's still in that establishing this adult-esque vibe. Like I'm inviting you. Remember, she invited her parents over last season, and hey, here's the wine. They brought the wine over. She's still trying to do this adult. I want you guys to see me as this, you know. So that's a part. I get it. I definitely get it. Bad timing, but I know what she was trying to get at.
Hey, that nigga Tony told her roommate, no offense. Oh, I'm not gay. You're not?
Not, bro. And then Carmela's parents pull up, and Mary is honking the horn.
That would have.
And then she held it on that third one, like
that would have pissed me
you
all the way. But y'all ain't even supposed to be here.
Nah, bro. If people honk the horn on me, I will come out and I will straight up check you. I'll check you. I don't care. I'll check. I don't care who it is. Like family,
what's
friend,
worse?
I'll check you.
Let me ask y'all, what's worse? The long honk, like outside, the constant honking, or somebody banging on your door like the police? Which one's worse?
The horn.
The horn. Because other people too.
Because the banging door / doorbell combo.
Oh no!
Oh no! You didn't say combo. You said just the banging door. The combo's different.
Yeah, you beating on my door and ringing the doorbell. You definitely getting it.
Yeah, you getting all of this. You getting all of this.
It's a what the fuck you doing at the
that we really got a problem, bro. What's your problem? What you on? Like what we doing?
You got going? That's the number one favorite black thing for black people to say. Man, why you beating on the door like you the police, nigga?
Yeah.
Bruh. But that horn, if there ain't the combination, the horn is the worst because you're still in the car. Like
the horn is so disrespectful.
That's so disrespectful to me. Like that. Give him about 5 minutes. Like, bro, just you see how Tony was when what's your boy Eugene was honking the horn at the pork store. He was like, bro, babe, you better get him together.
Carmine. The dude's name was Carmine. It wasn't no relation to the other ones, but it was Carmine. I was like early season 1.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about Eugene when they were having that little. They were concerned about Paulie listening in on information, and they were at the pork store.
Oh, I'm thinking about when
Eugene, yeah, he was honking the horn.
Was that Mustang Sally? In one
you
of
talking about
Mustang
Sally
in the wreck here?
Yeah, so
I'm thinking about that.
I think that might have been 3, maybe, but yeah, so that's pretty much it on that scene. I mean, I can go into it forever. It's just all of it laid out was so good. And Hugh, again, grabbing stuff. It's like, bro, listen. And then Hugh sees his grandchild, Meadow. And she's like, hey, come help him. He's like, man, get out of the way, bro. Like,
and then she was honking the horn from the passenger seat.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, then Tony B goes even worse. Tony goes even worse. But this is how it really happened, though. Tony leaves his kids like, bro, there is cousins, parents, they about to go make a liquor run and they ain't tell you that they left their kids, or they about to make a weed run and they didn't tell you we left our kids. You just figure out where your daddy at. He said he'd be back. What?
I was just about to say that. No, you know who they tell? They tell the kid.
Yeah,
they don't tell nobody else.
No,
I'm telling you, if anybody asks, I went to the store. Somebody gonna watch you. If you need anything, go to one of your aunts and uncles.
Bruh, that is that's real though. Like that's why they nailing this scene. This is surpassing race and culture. This is like, I don't know, event culture. I don't know what you want to call it, but like they nailing this. But anyway, so we get back to Angie's garage, and Blundetto comes in and basically tries to, get things together, and he pulls up and pretty much gives Joey the look like Phil is full of it. Like he give him that look like, all right, bro. And Joey smiles. And this might be my best line.
I got this written down.
What's the matter, Joey? You have an eye problem? You look like Stevie Wonder with Giles.
the matter, Joe? You got a
roaming all around you. Like, bro, when they reference black people, it's the funniest. I'm sorry. Like, it's the top tier funny. What?
I love it. I didn't say nothing. I ain't say nothing. What you talking about?
Right. How crazy is it seeing these three here and later seeing, how things play out?
It is wild, like just how quick. It is wild how quick things turn. One of my favorite lines of the episode is, when Angie says, "You think I'm stupid?" This nigga Phil said, "Ho, ho!" Put that hand up, like, get the fuck out of here. Watch how you talking to me.
Yeah, because Phil is not like Phil. Definitely, it's like I'm not arguing with a woman. Like that's the way Phil comes.
Yeah, like you don't even deserve it. Like you don't even deserve the back.
I'm not doing this.
You just have a.
And
that's
to the point too. She shouldn't even be out there. Like you should be letting that dude, if that's Pussy's brother, let him handle this shit, bro. Like he as long as you got something to do with it, you gonna get duped.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just said about the grand on the leather from the factory. I'm not stupid. Ho, did y'all peep the gas prices in the background?
No, I did not catch that.
Man, if you go to 30 minutes and 16 seconds, you can see the gas in the background. $1.37.
$1.37.
Dang.
Jeez.
Diesel was $1.61. Was $1.37, $1.43, and $1.53. You can get a 92 for $1.53.
That's when America was great.
Hey,
might on. But yeah, it's just amazing how different Angie is from Lorraine. That's the only thing I wanted to add to that.
Come on, Joey. Come on, you coming? Phil a piece of shit.
He really is. And it's amazing.
I fuck with his energy though. I fuck with Phil energy because he don't take no shit. Like, man, I ain't get time. I ain't do 10 years for this bullshit, man.
And they had to drop a bag to get Frank Vincent. Like, come on. Like, I sent y'all that clip, but like, man, getting Frank Vincent in this show, crazy.
Change the trajectory of it.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I really would. I mean, I'm glad we didn't, but I've seen that clip float around with Ray Liotta, rest in peace, like how they offered him the role of Ralph Cifaretto. Have you heard that?
Nah, but I couldn't see nobody else with Joey Pants.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah. I could see it, but it wouldn't have been the same Ralph. Like, it's just a different Ralph.
Ray would have been a great Tony B.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Ray would have been a great Tony B.
Great Tony B. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Ray Liotta could have existed in this world, man. Goodness. Okay, fair enough. I don't want to spend too much time there. Maybe that's a back of the bean thing. We can have a discussion on actors that, we'll have that. That's going to be one of our ones. I think that'll be a good one. We go back to Hugh's barbecue. We see the 7.5 balloons. I'm like, all right, it's lit. It's up. We back at the, we back at the party. And now here's where the goal, they're riding upward. We see Cousin Greg. We ain't seen him in a grip, right?
Cousin Greg?
Cousin Greg, he's talking with Adriana and Chris.
You mean Brian?
Cousin Brian, I'm tripping. I don't know where I got Greg from.
I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah.
You got Cousin Greg from Succession.
How about Succession's Cousin
I ain't
Greg.
even seen that show. That's crazy.
Oh, that's wild. I'll tell you one thing, though. Insane. I don't give a fuck what's going on. Finn, you got the ice on the meadow. And y'all
okay, hold up, because I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
You knew Mo was going to get there.
No, not for those reasons. Not for those reasons. Not for those reasons.
For any reason at all, you was going to get there.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough.
I'm expecting to hear something else about this thing.
Okay. Well, I'm going to lay it out here and then because I kind of had to chop it up. There's a lot of full sequencing. I love how they shot this whole thing. So we got Cousin Brian, Aid, and Chris having a conversation. Hugh, he's talking with the Golden Boys. The kids are in the pool. Finn is putting ice on Meadow. All right.
What do you think about Adriana's skirt?
Hey, most stupid, man. Talking to the Golden Boys.
I mean, it's the Golden Boys.
How is this priest still around, bro?
Why are you around?
Nigga got a weird case. Why is he around?
Now that I will. Well, so first, before we move further into the sequence,
point, Spike. Why is this nigga there?
Why are you here, bro?
Well, before we get there, let's
too.
Yeah, let's stop. No, let's stop right here.
Regular clothes, like
put a t-shirt on, bro.
Man, take that shit off, man. Come on.
I heard the dreadlocks, but shit, take that shit off.
Man, take that shit off.
Taking the comedy too far.
You You off work. Get out of here, bro.
Fired on your day off.
Yeah.
That's like the nigga always walking around with the mechanic, just like, bro, we know
Like,
you
bro,
fix cars,
please,
bro.
we
Come
got
on,
it.
put some regular clothes
Yo,
on.
stop, please, stop. We got it. Your hands are dirty. Clean the oil off your hands, please. Goodness, nigga, eating with the oil hands, like that's crazy. Putting a whole sub in.
Nigga,
Hey,
that's that nigga that graduated 10 years ago, still wearing his varsity leather jacket. Like,
Still got the ring on.
Yeah, pick the fuck out of here,
bro. Like, dude, you are not a varsity athlete. Sit down.
Oh shit.
Seriously. All right. I didn't say anything about the skirt. So since Spike brought it up, what did you think about the skirt?
Meadow, I mean, you look good, girl.
Mm-hmm.
You look good.
Hey, yeah. She's in barbecue. You know that she
don't look like what she going through.
Dang, that's a great point. That's a great point. This nigga,
the shit she's going through, man. She do not look like it.
I'm gonna assume
the whole scene comes back,
intentionally.
Bro. Huh?
I'm gonna assume Spike just said the shit you're going through. I think he used that word intentionally and shit.
Bro, oh wow, bars is crazy. I always think about the scene plays back in my head, so that's funny he says that. I'm like, oh yeah. But yeah, well, I guess I'll just lay this whole. I try to break this up before Tony pulls up, so I'll just lay it all out here, and then y'all just talk about some things that stood out. So I already mentioned Finn putting ice on Meadow. Then we introduced to Dr. Fagoli, and we see Father Phil here, and he's eating at the table or whatever. All right. There. Now this is everything before Tony gets here. What stood out to y'all?
The one thing that stood out you ain't mentioned.
I didn't mention.
Nope. Mary
making a plate for Dr. Fagoli.
Not even that. That too. But Mary bum-ass running in the kitchen all anxious, just like we talked about with Carmela. You don't have anything else? Dr. Fagoli. Like Carmela really thinking it's a big deal. Like somebody rolled over, passed out there. Dr. Fagoli, he's allergic to tomatoes. You don't have anything without bro, calm the fuck down.
Bruh, the level of meat eating that is happening from Mary. You're making this nigga a plate and he's married.
It's wild. I wonder what she do or what she done in her professional career. I don't know if they ever talked to it, but I do wonder what she did because she got this pretentious ass.
She probably was a housewife.
You think so?
Yep. Because she cares about status and all those other things. I think she was like Carmela has a little bit more drive than her. Like that's where they probably bump heads as well. Like I think she definitely was like a housewife and he was making the money, contracting and doing all those things, like for sure.
Man, it's crazy how they don't Carmela can't see herself in her mom, even though she's doing the same exact things at the same exact event. Mm-hmm. She's the one telling her to chill out. No different than you mentioned how they probably bumped heads. Carmela's bumping head with Meadow because Carmela's more, ambitious and got more stuff going for it. She wishes that was her. So it's all a cycle.
It is.
But it's funny how you can't see it when you're actually looking at it in the face.
Yep, that happens. That actually happens.
Like she was so anxious. Like she was like, she literally came in there like something happened, life or death. Mm-hmm. Call an ambulance or some shit. Like, man, if you don't sit your ass down, get off his dick.
Bro. Like, and then you talk about, you sent this pasta, and it's like, I don't understand this thinking. I don't know. This could be some deep core black thing, or it could just be she's just one type of person, and everybody, whoever black or not black, just don't understand. Why are you going so hard for this one individual? Like, this nigga's not the governor. He's not the president. Like, I don't know why she's acting like this dude is, I don't know.
And even if he was, you in my house, nigga. I don't care.
Yeah.
And then she apologized. Well, we'll get to the apologizing and stuff. But, let's go take it back to Finn with the ice. This nigga, he is only, it is ridiculous to me. There's people in the pool, the kids are shooting hoops. I mean, it looked lit, too. And they're sitting there, they got a couple beers on the table, and then you put an ice cube on me, you got shirt off, she in she in swimsuit. Nigga, where do you think we are?
He just playing around, bro. He wasn't setting the mood or nothing like that. He just
Nah.
like she thought it looked like she had her eyes closed, like they was finna kiss, and he just played a trick with it and put the ice
Nigga,
right there.
you're gonna need ice when I get finished with you.
I
Do
don't
you
think it was that
understand
serious.
me? I don't mean this with all my heart. Nigga, have some decency. That you only doing
you
that
got a
because
daughter. I see why you saying.
yeah, you're only doing that, and it's not even that it's your boyfriend. But and if you ain't got no ring on it, no title, like nigga, hey, listen to me. You only doing that because Tony ain't around. That's the only reason you're doing that. If Tony was around, he would have never tried that, bruh. And that's why it speaks to the presence of Tony needing to be here. That's a subtle way to say there's the difference. You only putting the ice on my daughter because I ain't around. Try that again. So
I don't know if it was that serious.
I do. It really is though, bro. Because it's like I get this whole thing, but this is sexual. This is not like people use ice in the bed. Like that's a sexual thing. That's not a like, oh, we playing around. He puts it in the middle of her breast. Like it ain't like he put it on her foot trying to make a joke. It's in the middle of her breast. What's next?
She thought he was gonna kiss her, and she had her eyes closed, and he just dropped the ice on her chest. I don't think it was like,
But why?
let me
But why there
seduce
though?
you. Let me. Where else was he gonna put?
Pick a leg, knee, foot.
That would have been
pick
too
back.
obvious. That would have been too obvious.
Nah, bro. Pick another place, bro. You bugging. Like you don't play like that in my crib. I'm throwing you in the pool.
Damn.
Put him in the bathroom.
Damn.
He's about to mush him.
Yeah.
To treat him like mush.
Yeah, put him in the bathroom. I don't like his face. All right. I guess Father Phil. Anything I want to add to Father Phil being there? Like anything that? Oh yeah, that was.
Why is this nigga around? That's it.
Okay.
I can't believe he got an invite before any of the guys. Like no Seal, no Paulie, no fucking Janice, no Bobby.
That must be. They must go to the same church, and that's got to be a married invite. Because even him and Carm, things got left off crazy.
Exactly.
Like,
that's why I wonder how he even got there.
Yeah, y'all. You
like,
slid the
right,
door on me last time.
Church. Yeah, you're right.
So that had to be Mary saying, "Hey, that must be Hugh's priest and all that." But even if, whatever, man.
Yeah, no, yeah. You're right.
I was missing some of the guys. That's one of my big takeaways. Like Chris is there, of course, he's family, but at least Bobby and Janice. Janice would have made an appearance. Should have made an appearance. She would have turned this party out.
Man, Janice. I wish we would have got something like that. Well, I guess we get Soprano home movies. We can get there, but yeah, that would have been good. But it makes sense. It makes all the sense in the world. It's like if Tony's not there, people that are affiliated with Tony's not going to be there, and she's not going to have her sister-in-law there. Like, if I'm cut off from your brother, then you can't be here either. Like, so it makes sense. But it would have been nice to see Janice there, and of course Bobby Jr., all that. So yeah, that whole side cut off, but. After that,
Chris her cousin though, so yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that's why I say yeah. So it makes sense. So they did a really good job, and then Brian is her cousin too. So it's like okay. Then we get the grand entry of the big dog. Tony pulls up and steals the show, and I don't know about y'all, but there is a feeling of when you know somebody that like you're really looking forward to, a family member or somebody come through that you really looking forward to, and they that dude or they that chick, she that chick, or being the person in the group where you know people are looking forward to when I get here. So let me turn it up. I've been on both sides of the coin. Have y'all been on both sides of that coin?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What is that like when you're the one, when you know, like, oh, they waiting on Spike, you know, I'm pull up, this is my family, I love them all. I ain't trying to even be on that, but I know they looking forward to, so I'm gonna sell it. What is that like?
Yeah, you love it. You hug everybody, you tell a few jokes, and you know, make motherfuckers laugh and stuff like that. It feels good, especially when we're around people that you really fuck with, like your real family. So yeah. I get to it once you.
Okay, Rich. What about you?
I'm just imagining everybody. Spike come in the room. I'm like, oh, there he is.
There he is.
There he is.
There he is, the podcast, the legend.
Man.
Yeah. What about you, Rich? You been that person?
I'm always that person. What you talking about?
Look at him. Look at it. I like it. I'm always that person, huh? Yeah. Yeah, definitely been that person. Definitely, like I've had that plenty of times in college, and I definitely wasn't that dude, but because I didn't come around that often, I guess it just put extra mystique on it. You know what I mean? But
Now, you know what? There was somebody. There was a homie, and we used to always say the running joke was like anytime he popped up at something, that's what we used to. Oh, we know this shit rocking. If you showed up, we
that's
know
how
this
it
shit
was for me.
rocking.
Like I was that
So
one like that. Yeah,
it would make that emphasis to your point, Mo. Like the
Yeah.
people that don't show up all the time, when they do come out to kick it, it is a bigger deal. Like,
Yeah, that's how it
oh,
was
like
for
look
me.
who
Like,
came out. Like we know this
facts.
bitch up tonight. We about to have a good time.
Yeah, that's exactly how it was. Like that's what exactly you hit it on the nose.
Yep.
But Tony pulls up. He got the links on the neck, and I ain't talking chains. And then he's doing
the sausage necklace is crazy.
the sausage necklace.
Smacking
he's
the sausage
jiggling
in
like,
his face.
You see the first person he ran up on?
Adriana.
Hold on, wait.
Yeah, that was crazy work.
Yeah, Adriana.
Based off other previous, like he like twirling them in
Petty,
Adriana's
again.
face.
Betty, you could have had this.
That wasn't no accident. Bro.
No.
That was not on accident.
I did not catch that.
I always, you know what's funny? I
wanted
watched
to
this
see
about
Chris'
3
face.
times, and every single time my eyes go to that first. Like out of all the people in that backyard, you went straight up to Adriana.
Twirling the sausage in her face, bro. If I was Chris, I'd be living somewhere, nigga. Like you still playing around. Like what are we doing?
Oh, you thought it was different? I'm letting you
And
know.
Adriana
really...
got this big smile on her face and shit.
And she watch it walk off too.
Yeah.
She got the heels on. Yeah, shout out to A.
Bro, that might have been improv. I don't know if they were like jiggling the sausage in Adriana's face and then walking
After
up.
what we done went through.
Like that is crazy, bro. I never really paid attention. And then he does it to Hugh, and that was just so
disrespectful.
It was so disrespectful, but that's the level of humor.
He
says I got the humor of an 8-year-old boy. Like Tony has said that in the early seasons with Melfi. You know, so but Tony pulls up and
I love how he poked fun at himself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He shook up with Dr. Fagoli, and Tony pretty much like whatever, like, you know, he just being himself. And then Carm's mom with the boo-boo face jumps ahead of Tony and says, "Oh, he was joking." I'm like, obviously, like she is the worst, and she got this whole like, it's like that ghetto cousin.
Well, you heard her too just before this. She told you to slow down, so that was foreshadowing there a little too.
Oh, for the later,
so you might want to pace yourself. But I don't like how they was looking either. Like, bro, this my goddamn house. Y'all don't know what's going on. We separated. Nothing like y'all looking all pretentious and expecting me to, hey, how you doing? To be all like professional and not friendly and shit. Like ugh. Bro, I'm walking away from that little circle meeting ASAP.
Well, there's people like that too.
This ain't my crowd right here. Let me find other people.
But there's people like that too. There's people like that in the family too, where they're kind of square, they're kind of tight a little bit.
Go sit over there.
Yeah, you know, when they come over, they tight. You say, hey, but you know, you ain't about to kick them because like it ain't lit over there. They ain't fun. Listen, bruh, this is so realistic.
Y'all ain't getting on the space table.
This where the ego kicks in, because this is the issue with hosting.
Yep.
I'm like Martin Payne when it comes to hosting. Respect my house.
Yes.
If I speak, you speak back.
Yeah, respect.
Don't be making it, because I have no problem telling you to bounce. No problem whatsoever. I don't even know you. You a guest of the guest. Mm-hmm. You can get the fuck up out of here.
Thanks.
Like, I'm trying not to take it there, but all this other shit, man, nah, we ain't doing none of that. Like, y'all gonna act like y'all gonna pretend to have fun.
Facts.
And you over here dressed up in a suit, bro. What are we doing?
Yeah, like I said, Tony's even making fun of y'all. Tony made fun of himself. Like, good thing you a doctor, because people usually go down at these things, making fun of the time he passed out in the backyard.
Good callback.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm sitting here having fun and all this. This is what we here for. We here to celebrate Hugh. Like, y'all up here being all tightened up. Take your suit jacket off, my nigga. Have a drink.
Yeah, it's hot outside.
Relax a little.
Yeah, bro.
Nigga, matter of fact, let's go to the Bing. I need to take you to the Bing after we leave here.
Man, because he is like that level. But again, Sopranos nailing this. Like, again, this is crazy because we're black. We're used to a different version of this, but it's just not that different. I'm watching this and I'm like, it's really not that different. Like we got different shades of skin, different backgrounds, but it's really not that different. It looks different. The version of it is different, but it's aligns. And so but Tony gets on the grill, and man, again, rest in peace, Jimmy James Gandolfini. But in this scene, it's like when man, it's the way everything he does is so good. And the thing I wanted to say too is, like, I know when actors, they eat in scenes, they get a lot of cuts, and a lot of times they'll eat and they'll spit the food out because they have to do so many, they can't get full, they got more scenes to shoot. But if I feel James Gandolfini, like I'm eating in the scene. The way that food looked on that grill, I'm eating. Like, I mean, obviously they ain't eating the scene, but like I'm eating, like, you know what I mean? So, but they get everybody gathered up, and Carmela makes this speech about her dad, and then he gets up there. What did y'all think about this part of it before we get to the night part of the barbecue?
I'd like to, Tony, thank you for having us at your home line. Mm-hmm. Like, you old school through and through. Telling his wife she's still the prettiest girl in the world. Like, you put on, like, he had a sense of showmanship as well. Like, he knew what he was there for, people celebrating him, and he didn't shy away from it. I thought that was dope.
Yeah, absolutely. And
thank all you freeloaders for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. He played it up well. Goes into the concept of we coming in at the end as well. You know what I mean? Like, this is what we came here for, to celebrate Hugh. And we don't see things like this anymore.
Yeah.
Like that. Now, that's why I said that ties into the coming into the end. Like, I'm going through a separation with my wife of 20 plus years, or however long. And now I'm looking at her parents, and after all the time they spent together, over 40 years, I'd imagine they've been married. If he was 75, back then they was getting married at 21, 22.
Yeah.
They probably been together 50 years.
Yeah.
And still telling his wife, like, you're still the prettiest girl in the world.
Man.
Like, Tony and Carm have sort of have a moment, like, damn, like, you grow up, you walk into the marriage thinking that you're going to be that. Man. And then here we are, we're not even coming close to it. Like, we falling short of that. Man. So it's one of those moments as well. I thought it was great to bring that family. And it kind of this moment kickstarted what we get at the nighttime. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, everything felt right. It felt familiar. Like, it felt like a normal day. These are the days that I'm used to.
Yeah, I love that. I'm a big fan, and I'm still a fan of this. When I see senior citizens like that are married, I am still a fan of that. Like, when I see that old love, in my mind, I always have so many questions, and I'm just like, man, y'all really did it. Y'all kept going. Like, y'all done got on each other's nerves so many times of your life. Like, y'all don't even know what it is like to not be with each other. Like, y'all personality is wrapped up in being attached at this point. I be having so many questions for senior citizens. So this scene, I loved it so much. Like, him saying, like, he's still putting on, like, are you still the prettiest? Hey, I remember when you was young. You remember when I was young? Like, that, all that means a lot. Like, I've had those, I mean, me and my wife are not at that age, obviously, but like, there's still moments where I'll look and I'm like, man, like, you still that. And I look and be like, you really carry my kids. Like, it's just moments like I'll go back. I like, man, I remember we used to Skype each other. Like, that stuff holds weight. It's so much history you don't know when you see people holding hands at the mall, at a store, whatever. So much there we have no idea about. So when I see senior citizens, I'm like, dang, it is crazy. Like,
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, that's beautiful, because you probably look at your wife like, man, I'll marry you 10 times over. And for Hugh, you got to tip your hat to him, because to deal with Mary for that long, like, we asked what Mary did. Mary had to be Nancy Reagan.
Man,
that's a fact,
bruh.
She had to be Nancy Reagan for me to deal with her for that long. Like, in the Paramount Studio backlot, like, she had to be Nancy Reagan.
Yeah, she had to be. Yeah,
because ain't no way.
There's a lot of things I could say right now that Carm need to take a page out of her book. Is that what you're saying?
Sopranos on movies.
All right. Now she actually made a bigger play than her mom's, whatever. We'll get there though. But we get Tony gives Hugh the big dog. Well, AJ is going to chime in here, which is super ignorant. Like, but
It's
whatever.
from him.
It's from
Shut
It's
your
from
bitch
me.
ass up, man.
Duh. Like, what did
Just
you?
gonna
What
go
do you,
pick out some random ass gift up here. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna. Just shut up.
Yeah, like yeah.
Hate AJ.
Yeah,
Bro.
I hate him. Like, bro, he's a mosquito.
Hey.
He's just the worst. Man,
Yeah.
Robert Eiler killed it. But yeah, he gives him the Beretta, and he loves the Beretta, and that really sits with him. The only other thing I add to it, Blunt, we see Christopher's mom and Blundetto having a drink at the table. It's like, that's right, cuz.
Was that
He's like,
Paulie mama?
no, that's Chris mama.
No. That's Chris. That's
No, I know Chris
that's
mama,
Tony
and I
B's
know
mom.
Tony
That's
B.
Tony
Oh, you
B's
talking about
mom.
the
That's
older
Tony
lady?
B mom. Okay, gotcha.
Oh yeah. That's the Tony.
She look like Paulie. Well, that woman
a
Paulie
little
Raw.
bit, a little bit.
She does
a
look a little bit. Yeah,
I
that's
can see
Tony
that.
B's mom. You
But
gotta. I told you this thing's been escalating. First thing Tony B
Mhm.
says.
Yeah.
Nice to have money.
Nice to have money.
There we go. There it
I
is.
said hating. That was hating. That was really hating right
big
there.
hating.
See, when you get drunk,
That was hating.
you start coming out like that. Yeah, start to like you can't hold it. You can't hold it together for real. Like,
Yeah,
and so
I can't do that.
Like, man, and so like I love this cousin connection though, like between him and Christopher's mom. Like, I love that. So I mean, I guess Chris would be Tony's second cousin. So just interesting. Then so here we go. This is where it starts to pick up like the level of what?
You also got to throw in, and I'm sorry if you're about to say this. Carmella all day been asking Tony.
There we go. Yeah, that's exactly where I'm
capture
going.
that.
Yeah,
man. It's starting to build
I'll
up.
work for you.
Come on, man. Like, I got shit to do. I'm trying to kick it too.
And it's a class thing too. It's like
You have a kid, a useless ass, grown ass child that you can have this camera, probably know more about it than I do. Give it to him and let him capture this shit.
Hey, Carmella doing the.
Yeah, that's it. Her doing the hand to That's a perfect callback right there, Rich. Yeah, so he's like, well, I guess I got nothing else to do. And so he does. I don't know what this is, if he's trying to be funny. So he records Tony's stomach.
Trying to be funny.
Okay. And then he records Carmella's butt. And that's pretty much that part of it.
You want me to record something? I bet. I got you.
Yeah. When y'all go back and look at the footage, it's like, that's when you be like, I wonder why maybe he was drunk, maybe. Yeah. So I didn't know. We get to nightfall at the barbecue, and I said, man, this party is what I want to have till this day. Like, still kicking it. Ain't nobody arguing, because we've had family functions in our community. And, if you start off early where it's daylight and people are having drinks or indulging, whatever have you, and by the time it gets nightfall, it's an argument about to happen. Somebody about to get loud. Somebody going too aggressive on spades or dominoes. It's about to turn another direction. Then it's like, I'm leaving. But they are still up, and it's still legit. I love this so much. But we get Dr. Fagoli. He steps on Tony's gift, saying, like, basically it's inauthentic. And everybody kind of takes a sip on that. Carmella comes up to Tony, and she thanks him for, showing up.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We got to talk about that.
Oh, I'm just laying it out.
Oh, my bad.
No, you good, because it's so much. I'm trying to section it a little bit.
That's my bad.
No, you good. So Carmella comes up to Tony, and she thanks him for showing up for her father's birthday. Tony, Blundetto, and Meadow have a talk about, Kelly and what's going on and the things that she's accomplished. Of course, they talk politics a little bit. Hugh gets so drunk that Blundetto has to help and get him in the car. And Carmella lays into her mother about being ashamed. Okay, so that's the layout before we get to the game of Marco Polo. So yeah, shoot.
I love Artie's response when he was like, they never export those guns, so that one can't be real, like you said. I love how Artie looked, and then looking like this motherfucker. Like, I've been listening to this nigga all night. Like, nigga, shut up.
Yeah,
like he gave that look.
Dr. Fagoli told Tony, those ain't Rolex diamonds.
What you done to that?
And to think that you can get that off, bro. Like, we chilling. This is a casual setting, bro. Why are you so uptight?
Artie did look away. I just seen it.
Artie looked away like this motherfucker, man.
Yeah, he did.
Because it was unnecessary. Like, we talked about the theme of the episode being petty.
Yeah.
Like that's petty. Like why
And where you go
why
from
you
there?
just can't? Yeah, what are you getting out of this?
So what, nigga?
Like this is still for where we are. This is top of the line. Maybe it's not one of the high end that I can only get in Italy. But you don't use your classism and all that shit in my face, bro. We here to celebrate Hewitt. I thought that's your man's. You supposed to be happy for him.
Facts.
Like that's some big time hater shit.
Yeah, it is.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
Must say I made a joke about the 4.0, 4.6. If you know, you know. But that's literally if Spike having a celebration, we pull up. Spike, somebody gift them the Range Rover 4.0, and I'd be like, oh, that's nice, man. It ain't no 4.6 though. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, why you hating?
That's crazy.
Like,
That's
crazy. You got to be observant of that kind of energy, like, because it was unnecessary to even say. Even if you want to be on some hater shit on your way home, like, oh, he think you better because he got that.
No, he was hot.
All right, dude.
He was hot because that speech. Like when he seen how much love he was getting, like that speech, seeing that and seeing him with his wife and all that, he was hot about it. For goalie, like you ain't like that. You see all these people came out for his 75th. You don't got love like that in your life for real.
They don't love you like that. Chasing that farewell tour. Man, shout out to Draymond, man. Chasing that farewell tour.
They don't love you like that.
They don't love you like that.
Thought you was Kobe,
nigga.
That's one of the best pieces of
media.
Audio. That's one of the best pieces of in-game audio that ever happened.
He thought you was
within the first 10
Paul
seconds
Pierce
of the game.
My guy too. Paul Pierce is my guy too. Like I used to be a big Paul Pierce fan. I love that though.
I can see that. I can definitely see
that. Was my guy. I used to root for the Celtics. That was my guy, man.
Wow.
Yeah, man. And you can see Hugo. I love a couple of things. I love Tony not even having the energy for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm too tired to even address that bullshit. Like, what am I going to slap this old man? Like, yeah, who are you? I ain't never gonna see you again.
Yeah.
Like ever. Like whatever. I'm gonna let that shit slide. And even Hugo looking like, I don't even fuck with Buddy like that.
Yeah, that really sucked the air out of Hugo. Like he was like, all right. Yeah, tell him that story. Like he was, man, like that was crazy to do. That was mad disrespectful. But Carmella comes up to Tony and he's still grilling. Like Tony, again, we've had people, if we haven't been those people, or uncle or pops or whoever, they still manning the grill in this night. Like they ain't gonna stop until everything's cooked. They might, BS with you a little bit, joke, clown, whatever, but they still keeping their mind on what's on the grill. And Tony's still manning the grill in this nightfall. And she was like, won't you let somebody? He's like, oh, no, I got it. And I love how she came over. He was like, yeah, but I take a beer though, because he's seen a moment there was like, okay, we kind of fellowship here. We're having a moment here. It's good vibes and we ain't argue. You ain't snapping on me. I ain't snapping on you. It's good. This is a beautiful moment. That love is in the air. So when you feel that good energy at a barbecue, at a family event, you're like, you know what? It's all good, bro. I ain't even mad at you. I'm letting it go. And so I love that moment. She gets a beer and she ended up getting a beer with him. She was drinking wine. So that was a good little moment for me too. Anything I want to add between that and the Tony Blundetto and Meadow conversation?
You skipped over your man's. This is the best part AJ had. He's still dating the rich chick, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Devin.
You ain't see him and her walk by?
Holding hands and shit.
Yeah.
Where? What I miss it? After the
right after Tony and Carmella do the salute, there's a small glimpse of them walking right before they get to Tony or Meadow and Tony B's conversation.
Okay.
AJ outkicked his coverage very well, much so. I can't even believe she attracted to AJ.
I cannot believe it.
Yeah, she's really. It's surprising that AJ is still with her. I'll say that. That's the only thing that I got from that.
I've been in high school and I've seen white girls date way under. Like I've seen this. This is like a theme. I've seen white girls that were nice looking white girls that dated like some like kind of clumsy looking white dude in school. I've seen this so many times.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I got a quick question. For y'all. Well, one, I got to make this statement. Carmella looks good.
Yes. Yep.
Carmella looks good.
Yep.
Like I see why Tony was in like
Yeah.
drinks been flowing and feel back to normal. If I get the chance, I might.
Skin kind of glistening a little bit, you know?
Yeah, skin glistening a little bit. But just want to ask y'all, because obviously Sopranos lore. Tony's in the shorts again. What y'all think?
Hey, listen.
Carmine already told him Don never wears shorts.
Don't wear shorts.
Hey,
he old school though. I think it speaks to what we was talking about.
At the end of it.
We at the end of it, man. I really can make my own rules now. I couldn't see Johnny Sack I couldn't see Johnny Sack in those shorts.
Yeah,
And I think it fits
Go ahead.
because it's interesting that you say that, and they probably did this on purpose. When we talked about Little Carmine in the beginning, one of the biggest reasons that he didn't look like a boss in that scene is because how he was dressed.
He had shorts, yeah.
He had the shorts on like he was in Miami. Like, you ain't out here putting in work, bro.
Yeah.
Like you look like a nigga that's visiting here.
Yeah.
You said
that's
something
a good
interesting.
point.
Souvenir out the gift shop, nigga.
You just said something interesting. You say you can see Johnny Sack in shorts. I don't know if I can see Johnny Sack on the grill.
Nah.
He'd
be burning up
Johnny
food
Sack
if he was
ain't
on the
grill.
grill. If he was doing, he'd be smoking a cigarette and like not
Johnny
even
Sack.
But I
paying
also
attention.
don't see.
He hired-
I don't
he hired
see
a
Johnny
good
Sack hosting.
I can see Johnny hosting.
Well,
But yeah, it's
I
all
see
catered
him-
help though. It's all like
It's catered help.
Yep.
And it's like an
Waiters.
event. Like, yes, it's an event.
Yeah.
It's like a housewarming or daughter's graduation. I think if it was something for him or for Jenny, like we renting out a hall, y'all can meet us here.
Yeah.
Like we ain't doing all the people at the crib, but for some small family shit. Because he's hosted I forget what it was.
The
when it was all at the
housewarming. I
crib.
think it was like a housewarming.
It's a housewarming, when Ralph Cefaretta was there and he had his beef with Tony.
Yeah. I'll say this though. I didn't get about the shorts thing. Yeah, Carmine might say like, Don doesn't wear shorts. But last time I see you had egg salad stuck in your mouth, nigga.
Don don't do that either.
Yeah, nigga. Last time I see you had egg salad stuck in your mouth. So don't tell me about what to wear, nigga.
That's crazy. But again, to the point, Tony don't look less like bossly.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word, like in this attire, like versus Lil Carmine just looks like a pretender when he's dressed like that. Yeah. So it's easy for Big Carmine to say, "Oh, boss can't wear shorts," because nigga, look at your son. Look how he look in shorts, bro. That nigga look like he just drove up here from Miami. But Tony's still he's still like a manly person in shorts with sausages around his neck. Pause.
Yeah. Well, yeah, right. That's crazy. That level of masculinity is just there with Tony. And I don't know if that's the way James Gandolfini played it or it whatever, but
I think a lot of it had to do with how he played it.
Yeah, right. Okay, because it's so challenging to like where to go with it, because they have something written on paper and then they have choices that they take, and then they also have the edits that they choose to use. So it's a deep rabbit hole. But Tony Blundetto and Meadow, they talk, and I've always believed that if Tony Blundetto had his daughter or had a daughter that was like Meadow, he may have stayed straight and narrow. I felt like he would have felt more accomplished. Like I could be the father dude versus the let me get back in the mob and get this money. I feel like that was like, and then when Tony comes by and puts Meadow on his lap, I think that was like the icing on the cake, where it's like, damn, he more accomplished when it comes to the crib. He's more accomplished when it comes to the mob. All this time I left, his kids or at least he's looking at like, oh, AJ's okay. Meadows in college. He's got this crib. I mean, look at Carmella. He's now the boss of Jersey and he getting money for real. And this is all that's happening. I come back. What do I have? But that'll resonate even further when we get to the scene with him and his twins. But I think this is where it's starting to fully resonate, where it's like, damn, bro, bump that. I got to get mine. Tony got his or whatever it was that night that happened. I got to start getting mine. But man, I think this really resonated because I've always been interested in the Blundetto and Meadow relationship. We didn't get a lot of it, but when we did get those moments in the kitchen and here, it always intrigued me. I've always wanted a little more from that. But what did y'all gather from this scene? This part of it?
I just got he was missing his daughter. He was missing his daughter, and it was coming out through Meadow. She would probably be about the same age, a little bit younger, I think. And what you said too as well, he sees Tony. He sees Tony in this position. He's like, damn, man, I should be there or close to there. But not even taking into consideration, like Tony fucking, for all intents and purposes, is going through a divorce. He don't live at this home. Like him and his wife are at odds, just like me and my wife are at odds. He got a little shithead kid in AJ, like I got two little shithead twins. So it's easy to look at someone else and be like, oh man, they live in that life, and not really taking inventory in what their day-to-day is like. And I think that's what he's suffering from here. He's looking at that and fantasizing about it because he thinks it's perfect, but he knows it's not. But he'd rather believe that because that gives him something to strive for.
Yeah. And you got to think about what divorce looks like for Tony B versus Tony. Tony still got a house that he owns that was once his mother's. Blundetto's living with his mom.
In the basement. Yeah.
In the basement. You know what I'm saying? So even that looks different. I'm even bossed up on you when it comes to divorce. So it's amazing, and I'll save that for another time. I was gonna go deeper into it, but yeah, I'll save it for another time. But again, Carmela calls him, and this is the high level of frustration, and now he's saying, "What am I, your slave?" And they go and get Hugh, and then of course Chris leaves with his mom, and she's drunk too, and that's funny. It's like I already had one drink. That just some little subtle things, but
you can't be mad though. You left your kids over here all day. Yeah, I'm gonna call on you for everything. That's a passive aggressive way for Carmela to get back at him. Yeah, nigga, you came over here playing.
You said,
came over here too early.
Yeah,
you came over here too early. You didn't bring nothing. You left your kids here. You still here. Like, yeah, I'm gonna put you to work, buddy.
Yeah, or you could have just said nah. Like if that was Seal or anybody else, like certain mob guys, they're not gonna even do it. Like they're just not gonna do it. I don't know what they would say, but they're not gonna do it. And then we get this.
Could you imagine Paulie helping?
Get the fuck out of here! Like he would have, like he. Yeah, Paulie definitely wouldn't
go. Yeah.
Now Paulie is not going. Like, and then we get
my man. He was wasted.
Yeah, he was toasted.
He turned up his 75.
75 and toasted is crazy. I can't even imagine being that old with them old bones, drunk like that. That's crazy. Wow.
Hey, it's like it was my grandmother's best friend. She like 81 now. She still be turning up like that. Every time I go home, like we have family stuff, she'll still pull up. Like I'm talking about, bro. She goes to the clubs, all that shit. They get lit like that. Like it's insane.
That is she got to recover from that. Like it take days to recover from that.
She been doing that shit, bro. She been doing that shit longer than we've been alive. You know what I'm saying? Like she been partying like that for 50 plus years. So it's just a part of.
See, that'd be that weird thing where people do that and they be living longer than people that be like mad healthy. It'd be like that. It's always a person like that, bro.
Facts, bro.
Like the Janice Sopranos of the world. Outlive everybody. Like, but Carmela lays into her mother about being ashamed of where she comes from, and I'm glad she said it. Like,
you think she just realized this, or had it been on her mind throughout the event?
I think it just resonated as far as what this whole setup was like, oh, this is the reason you didn't want Tony to come by. I'm thinking you didn't want him because it looks weird because we're not together, but you're saying it because you cared. All of this was catered to Dr. Fagoli. Like that's all this was. Like a status thing. And it's like, bro, we living nice. It's crazy to me. Like she's so ridiculous. Because she was like, you apologizing the whole time about we're being cultured. It's like, bro, you know your son-in-law is in the mafia, or you know he's mobbed up, or he's some kind of gangster. Like, you know that. That's what paid this whole thing. So, but yeah, I don't know. But anything I want to add to that, like her going off on her mom?
No, just like you said, it's well-deserved. And it's sickening how much energy and effort you put into making sure that Dr. Fagoli was comfortable than it was celebrating your husband. 40 plus years on his 75th. That's where your energy and focus should have been. You was making this man a plate, apologizing to him for shit you ain't got to apologize for. You a lame.
Bruh.
Yeah, this is interesting how they play these notes, whether it be Dr. Melfi's husband,
yep,
Carmela's mom, or Dr. Melfi's psychiatrist. It's very interesting.
Yeah, great point.
How they play these notes within Italian culture. Chris Falone can help us out with that. Just leave a little voice, a little email or something. But I always find it interesting how they play these different notes on Italian culture and Italian versus non-cultured. Yeah,
it's no different than
because we deal with that as Black people.
We definitely do.
Yeah, I say we deal with it within our culture, or
facts.
Acting out in front of these white people, or
or you acting like a white dude or something like that.
Like, yeah, man, like.
Because I'm civilized.
It's cool to see it from another perspective.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I actually got some sense. I'm acting outside of my.
Why you talking like a white dude?
Yeah, I heard a phrase that a friend of mine.
It's their version of respectability politics.
Yeah, it is. A friend of mine used this. Young lady. I loved it. She said, "I'm not talking white. I'm talking right," and I've used that since.
Ray P said that, did she?
I didn't hear that from Ray P. I got it from homegirl.
Ray P said it when we were talking about it not too long ago on Another Week in the Book. Y'all go check that episode out.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, this is years ago. But yeah.
And now what the fuck are you crying about?
Bruh. Yeah, like again.
That was the best line from Carmela.
That whole Olivia thing, But anyway, okay, now we move over to the game of Marco Polo. And this scene of Tony seeing Carmela and like it's so funny how this works because just a season ago, Tony wanting to have a fun with Carmela and pouring water on her in the shower and how pissed she was. Remember how pissed she was about that? So I thought I told you. You said you promised you wouldn't do that, right? Can you keep one promise? And it's like, dang, bro, I just poured a little cold water on you in a hot shower, and how bothered she was. Now, fast forward, we're here and we're separated. Tony comes up. He notices, like, okay, she's still working. She's busy. They're playing Marco Polo. Artie is it. And he's like, oh, fish out of water. He's like, I'm taking the time out. He goes and gets Carmela, like, hey, let me help out seriously. And then this might be my favorite AJ part ever. AJ reads the room and does the cool thing. Oh, Dad's about to get Mom. Let me step in. They both grab her and they swing her and toss her into the pool. And I love this scene so much because it's like, as a kid, seeing your parent, you know what I mean, have fun, it seemed like it was a rarity for me. So when they were having fun, I'm like, oh, they're not just parents. They have fun too. But anything I want to add to that part of the scene?
No, that was good. That was a good breakdown. It was good to see them have fun. It was good to see Carmella loosen up a little bit. Finally, a resignatable moment with AJ where he was like a normal fucking kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of that was good. It felt like the right way to end the night.
Yeah. Well, one way to end the night.
Amongst family.
Amongst family. Oh, yeah, I look at that. I like that. Amongst family.
Yeah, that part.
So we get Blundetto and his twins. And this is where Steve Buscemi shines. This is the highest, this is the strong, like really strong part for me. The facial expression of hearing his kids say they don't want to live here anymore.
Hey, they needed a good smack.
Oh, they needed that. They definitely needed that.
Smack.
Because they needed that for stealing. Like he did the thing. I'm taking the Game Boys, but like the look on his face, everything just like there's things when your kids tell you some truths that you ain't ready to hear, but when you finally think about it days later, it hits so different, bro. And I swear, the way he looked when his kids said, I don't want to live here. I want to stay there. I don't ever want to live. I don't want to come here no more. And it's like, damn.
That was the straw that broke the camel back. That's the reason he goes back and he's like, okay, you know what?
I mean, bro, that look. Steve Buscemi, like these are the elements that I speak to. I know I've spoke down a lot about it, but these are the elements that work really well for me. All of this, like, am I gonna go straight? Am I gonna go mob? This right here just resonates so strongly for me. What say you, Rich? Anything you want to add to this scene with Blundetto and the twins?
Nah, you guys covered it. It's more so like it's a double whammy because I'm really pissed at y'all. One thing about kids, and I don't have any kids, but Mo, I'm sure you can attest to this, is being able to watch them grow and form their own personality, see what type of person they are. So the disappointment of, damn, I raised kids that are stealing from their own family, and B, like, maybe they stealing because I ain't provided them with shit. Like, to the point where they notice it and they don't even want to live here anymore. They want to go over their cousins. They hate the way they live. I'm not doing enough. I can only imagine what kind of feeling that must be as a father for your kid to want something that you can't provide it. Knowing that you're capable of providing. Like, Tony's been looking around the whole time like, damn, man, everything, whether it be the house, whether it be the money, whether it be the daughter, everything that I should have, Tony has.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the only other thing that I had. Just that complexity I thought was very interesting.
Yeah, it was deep.
Thanks.
We're back at the pool, and it looks like Artie is knocked out in drunk stupor. We see
leaving your man's outside all night. Sleep is crazy.
That's wild. As soon as I finish,
I would probably nudge. I wouldn't do that. I'd nudge him, like, but I definitely wouldn't nudge until after.
Yeah, you gotta get him, like, man, get up, come on.
Yeah, but it's
after I'm finished.
After I'm finished.
Yeah, after I'm done doing.
I'm having my way
to go in.
Let's be very clear. I'm having my way.
When we get ready to go
but after that,
having my way is crazy.
Meadows' old room, go on the couch, whatever the case is, man. You can
sleep in the pool house.
I mean, yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, you ain't gotta go nowhere.
Yeah, Blackberries out here, man. I ain't about to have you out here fucked up like that.
Exactly.
About there all night.
Yeah. So We get into the scene. We see AJ and his girlfriend leave again. We don't even have to know. I mean, she's just way over this nigga leave. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say there. Then it's just, Tony's like, man, they're in love. You don't remember when we were like that? And Tony, the way he handles this whole thing was so good. He was so gentle with Carmela, with the first touch, just getting that, that safety, is it okay? Is this cool? He grabs the hand. Like the way he played this whole thing, I'm a big fan of when they create these romance scenes and it feels realistic. It's not this like played up thing. Like it takes a lot of experience and observation to kind of write it and even get the performance this way. What did y'all think about this scene before we get to the morning after? Like,
I love the cinematography.
Cinematography is great, yeah. I think it speaks to familiarity, like them being so familiar with each other, even more so than attraction or just anything sexual. It's just more how familiar this seemed. Like it brought back thoughts of when things were normal, when we used to do this on a consistent basis, when this was okay for us to do this in the pool because we're married, we're husband and wife, we're not separated. And I think both of them, they felt, I won't say victim because that's not the right word, but being that familiar with this type of situation made them like more open to it.
Yeah, exactly. I think that familiarity goes a long way. And here's the interesting thing. This is something that women do really well. And if you haven't been around women enough or had a lot of different occasions and opportunities, you have to really pay attention to verbiage.
I didn't know where that was going.
Wait, what?
Nothing. That's just funny. Like, shame to all you niggas who ain't never had no hoes.
Mo a wild dude, bro. They said if you never been around women,
if you ain't never had no women in your life.
I mean, my favorite line from Lord knows. But so what I'm saying is, so there's a clue in right here. Carmela says and this is how she knew what was about to happen. She said, well, Artie's over there. When you get those type of verbiages, oh, you're ready to go. You just need to feel comfortable. What, bro?
Mo said to all you niggas who ain't never had no bitches, let me tell you how this works.
And immediately pointed out, oh, my man's is in the room.
And look, that's hilarious. Look at him.
That's a go. My man's is in the room, so it's a go. We just need to figure out what to do. Yeah, we just got to
figure out how to make this work. Like, okay.
Please,
oh wow, this nigga's really tickled about it.
Hey, you wow!
I didn't even like. All right, I wasn't even going that crazy, but I was trying to be.
That was going crazy because if that's the green light, that's insane.
What? Like just saying, oh, Artie's over there. Like, no, what it is? Yeah. There. Oh, yeah. Because you know how it's been. You might have a roommate or you might be amongst friends and like y'all in the car, but you like what you own is like, well, we still got so-and-so to drop off and stuff. Then you already got that code to say, oh, you are. We need to make the, we got to conclude this thing. All right, let's get
100 down the highway to drop.
We got to make some things happen. So that's what I'm saying as far as that. Very interesting. Carmelo was ready and the familiarity of it. And this just feels like a high school moment, like how they probably used to do it back in the day, sneaking, all that. We've all been there, had those, like that thrill that really turns up the moment. So just a great scene. Cinematography, the pool looks great. I love it. I love the scene. It's one of my favorites. The morning after, Artie gets his,
he had a towel on his head still. Had a towel on his head. If I woke up like that, bro.
Yeah, it had the whole, yeah.
Where was Charmaine? Because she was
remember they separated, remember?
But she still worked for him?
I don't think she was there, though. I didn't see her earlier.
She was in the kitchen. She was there. Charmaine was definitely
in the kitchen.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. She probably been cut out. She probably was there for a moment and got out of there because she don't even rock with Carm like that.
My man already woke up and like, what?
And that's what you do. Like, I like how he got up. He was just like, okay, party's over. And I will say this: that is a real party. When the next day, everything is everywhere, and
when you wake up with that, like, oh shit, nigga, where am I,
bruh?
How did I get here?
There's that part as far as being a guest and then being the host. When you wake up the next day and now you spend the whole day recovering and cleaning.
And
That
cleaning up.
is a real party, bruh. Like, come on. We go to the next scene. Blundetto looks like he's thinking while his mom is watching a television show. Man, this man's so poor. He drinking Tang. Did y'all notice that?
Yeah, definitely noticed he was drinking Tang.
You can't even get real orange juice, and Tony's complaining about Shum Pope.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I think that's just old school though.
Nigga about to make
That's
a spam
like
sandwich.
A
if he
spam
pulled out some
sandwich.
spam, that would have been insane.
Dog.
Yeah,
I think it's more so
eat
him
with his
being
Tang.
old school. He ain't like adjusted to like times from now.
Yeah, maybe.
That's
Maybe
what I
so.
think.
Don't get me wrong, Tang was good. Like I ain't taking nothing off of
Yeah, I
it.
used
But
to
like,
knock that Tang down.
yeah, that Tang, we knocked the Tang out, but like that was a kid thing. It was
And the
definitely
Nestle too.
The
The
Nestle
chocolate
was
one you
different.
would mix.
Yeah, don't give us
that was
this.
fire.
Yeah, that's you
the
guys
titanium
absolutely
can.
right.
Don't get me started with the can though. The titanium joint, that
pop
little
the can out with the
yeah.
spoon.
Come on,
Yeah,
dog. That's
pop
the
the top
one.
out with the spoon.
That's
Come
the
on,
one.
bro.
Yeah.
I used to knock that down.
Boy. But Blundetto calls the boys, Russ, Angelo, and pretty much he wants to take on the job. And that's pretty much that.
Y'all peep the bakery, the pastry bags. Look like they came from Feature's Bakery. Them look like the same bags that was on Uncle Junior house when Tony came through. He was like, Feature was by here.
Good
So
call.
was.
I didn't even know Lil Carmine was in that scene. I always look at Russ and Angelo. I didn't even know Lil Carmine was getting a haircut. So, but pretty much Tony wakes up in the morning. He asks if you asleep. He pretty much cut out. Was that the right move?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The right move, probably not. The Tony move, absolutely.
Definitely Tony move. I would have woke her up and just say, "Hey, I'm gonna go and get my things." But I wouldn't have I would do that.
I would like to. This is one of those things where in my head,
No,
I
sir.
like to.
Not me.
I'm about to say in my head,
yeah.
I like to say that I would handle it differently, but when you're in the middle of the awkwardness,
and y'all was drunk.
Flowing
right.
no more, like you know what I mean, like that. It's
that drunkenness.
You don't want to address because you got to remember they're married. They're still married.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we address this, we got to address everything, and I ain't even trying to do all that right now. Like,
yeah, not today. This is something we can talk about later.
Yeah, we can talk about it later. You could tell in the next episode, Tony don't even know how to handle it. Both of them are still trying to dance around it and figure out what it was, because that was their first moment of really any kind of reconciliation, even though there's still things unresolved. So,
right.
Yeah, it's easy to be on the outside looking in, like, bro, you could have. If my homie hit me up and said the same thing, I'd be like, bro, you should have stayed to talk to her. Me being in it, I understand.
I ain't gonna stay. Like, I'm just gonna wake you up and let you know I'm leaving. That's it. But I hear you. You're absolutely right. Like, yeah, just cut out and we'll talk later. And then the last scene of the episode, Joey Peeps collects a bag. Looks like they was doing his things. Nice little young attractive woman says, he's going downtown. I'm going downtown too. Goes out, gets in his whip. Blundetto pulls up and says, "Hey, what's up? Oh, hey, Tony, right?" Rolls the window down, shoots him, shoots her. The car rolls over his foot, and that's pretty much where they leave us.
Real quick, I don't think we've done it this episode, so we'll do it now. Before I get there, the Wire cross-reference the difference between a nigga like McNulty and Tony. When this happened with McNulty, my man was at the front table. That man was planning the whole day. He was figuring out how to tell the kids that we back together and everything. Like after one night.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was funny. The differences in those two characters.
You absolutely
and
right.
why I hate McNulty.
That's a great pull.
Hey, McNulty was right there. He was like, "So how we gonna do this? We gonna move my stuff back in? Like, are we gonna hook up tomorrow?"
She was like, "Hold on, little buddy. Matter of fact, I need you to leave right now."
But
I didn't mean to step on to these kids.
Nah, you good. I ain't got nothing to add. I just anything I want to add to the scene of Blundetto pretty much whacking both of them.
Always listen, ladies and gentlemen, or gentlemen out there. Always be a gentleman, man. Always open the door for your lady. If he opened the door for her, he would have seen Tony walk across that street.
That is a good
even though he recognizes Tony.
Damn, that's a good pull.
It still would have been a little bit like, let me.
What you doing?
Why are you over here? Like, what you? This is weird. And why you creeping? Like, I'm on defense.
Yeah, what you on? Yeah.
Yeah. Just being aware of your surroundings. That's one of the. I'm already paranoid, and I ain't no gangster.
That's
I think this was a redeeming scene from we've talked about how they lost Feach and how things started to change. They didn't really have a villain. this started us on the trajectory to the end.
Gotcha.
Like this scene right here is like, okay, now
Mm-hmm.
there are a series of events that are about to happen based off this right here
Mm-hmm.
that take us to the end of the Sopranos.
Okay.
Like this plays out all the way to the
Yeah,
end.
all the way. This is like, yeah, this is
Yeah, this
twofold
is
thing. Twofold.
exactly. This
We
has
got the
ripples
That's
all
why
the way to the
all the
end.
way through.
this has a
Yeah.
lot to do with that. This scene has a lot to do with my episode ranking.
Mm.
Okay.
So what you just said, Spike, I'll save it for when we get to the end.
All right. Well, we at the end, and here we are. Get into our rankings. We don't leave our episodes without ranking it. So without further ado, Spike Lou, how do you rank this episode? Is it just another envelope, a good earner, or a made episode?
I struggle with good earner and made because again, it's so prevalent in the rest. Like you said, we had 26 episodes left.
Yep, 26 episodes after
This episode affects damn near all 26 episodes moving forward. So it's hard for me not to give it a good earner ranking. Excuse me, a ranking. But yeah, I go made. It's a made episode.
Yes, sir. Rich.
I'm going made. I'm going made as well. It's funny when I did my first rewatch, I landed on good earner because the first half of the episode up until you get to the party
Yep.
seems a little slow. Then you rewatch that first half again, and all of the good scenes
So
in
much
there.
stuff.
So much stuff is going on. Even one of my favorite scenes is at the beginning. So it's like, oh, all of this connected.
Mm-hmm.
And to Spike's point, this is the episode. The same way, Mo, you always talk about when he killed Ralph Cifaretto, is that being the start of Dark Tony?
Yeah.
This is the episode that starts the incredible run of the ending of The Sopranos.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of this started from this one decision.
Yep.
From Tony B feeling like he needed to make more money, he needed to do more. All of this set up what's going to happen from now to episode 86.
And the decision was build up too. Like that's what we kept saying throughout the episode. That was a great point, Rich.
It's slow build.
Like it built up. It wasn't rash.
Yep.
It wasn't this happening now. All these. It wasn't chaos, as Littlefinger say in Game of Thrones. It wasn't chaos as a ladder type thing. It was a very slow, gradual build up to like fuck it, and we seen what fuck it gets him.
I like that. The wordsmith himself, Spike. This is a made episode, and for those reasons y'all said, but for me, because this is the Soprano formula. This is the Soprano formula that gave you the balance on both sides of the family. We got the real Soprano family, and then we got the Jersey family element. Somebody gets whacked at the end. We got the humor of the car thing, the Stevie Wonder thing, the Johnny Sack, Jenny Sack, Maserati thing. We got all of the elements that make the Soprano. This is the Soprano formula right here. You get all of that in one episode. Like this, and they did it with the ensemble. They got so much nailed with so many characters. Man, this is
none of the guys really. None of the guys.
And
no
yeah,
Paulie,
and we ain't even get
no
Seal, Paulie,
no Chris, really.
Christopher. Yeah, no lines. Yeah, really. Like, man, this is the Soprano formula at its finest. That's why for me, absolutely, and it's one of the best one-off episodes. You don't have to watch anything before or after. You can jump right in here. And to be honest with you, I like this better than Pine Barrens, me personally. So I know people love Pine Barrens, but I love Marco Polo.
Interesting.
Ain't it crazy how we universally refer to Paulie as Paulie Walnuts, but they've only called him Paulie Walnuts twice in the whole series?
Twice, yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess it's
this is the last time he was ever referred to as Paulie Walnuts.
Yeah.
As fans, we all call him Paulie.
Yeah, and I didn't get to this, and I'm not going to get it here for the sake of time. But there is some theories that Dr. Fogoli is Paulie's dad. I'm not going to go any further with that. Y'all go on Reddit. Y'all can look it up. That's a thing I've seen a lot.
Russ? Because his name is Russ.
That's a lot of things. But I would definitely say if y'all into that, don't be like, oh, they didn't even catch.
Send that to me.
Okay. But like, oh, y'all didn't catch that. That might. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that here. But if y'all interested in it, go look it up. Who gets the good earner chain this episode, Spike?
The good earner chain for this episode got to go to my guy Hugh, man. Hugo, 75th birthday party. He put on, made sure that Tony, the man in the house, was gonna be there for his party. Like, and got lit, got wasted, carried out to the car.
I want to talk to the man at the house.
Yeah, I'm turning up on my 75th, man. So yeah, give it to Hugo.
I like that. That's great. What say you,
Mhm.
Rich? Who gets the good earning chain?
I want to go different, but it really is Hugh.
It is you, man.
He escaped death,
For real, for real.
up and moving in time to go kick it at the 75th. Like you said, I'm kicking it. My favorite sausages, brand new gun,
Yeah.
getting carried out my party. That's how I listen. If I'm blessed to see 75,
75,
y'all better be carrying it out, carrying me out
Carry
that
me out of
motherfucker.
there, yeah.
Facts.
I'm kicking it.
Facts.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. Um, I know we try not to, but I'm going Tony, man. Just because Tony doesn't have his parents anymore, and this is a social event he wants to be at, and it's not for any fake reasons. It's for all the right reasons. I want to be here because I just care about these people. And he got to be there, and he had a great time. He got to be intimate with his separated wife. He got to see his son and his girlfriend. He got to be with Artie, his best friend from high school. He got to cook on the grill. He got to be that dude for real. So I gotta to cut it short. I gotta go Tony, man. He gets a good earner chain for me this episode. Broken
Amen.
balls. Spike Lou will get a Broken Balls award.
The Broken Balls Award for this episode goes to Angie. Angie, man, she put herself in the midst of some bullshit. She thought and of course, she bounces back from this, but
Yeah.
she thought she was ready for this, but she's not. She can't handle Phil. She can't handle Tony. Like she's just out here in no man's land. So I gotta go Angie.
That's why I wrote 2 down, just in case, because my answer was Angie, but
Mhm.
as a backup, I have Mary DeAngelis.
Mm.
Just for being, I'm not even gonna say what I want to say,
Mhm.
but just for being Mary
You was about to
DeAngelis,
say a Spike Lou
she
line,
gets a
huh?
Broken Balls award.
That's
Nah,
a
I was
good
gonna go.
one
I was
right there.
gonna. I was gonna go
That would
worse
have
than
been
Spike
my
Lee.
Back
other
on,
one. That's
worse.
That's crazy because if I had wrote 2 down, it would have been those 2, Angie
Yeah.
and Mary.
Yeah, y'all saw. If you've seen the episode, you know why she's getting a Broken Balls award.
Yeah,
I don't even want to
absolutely.
go into detail.
Yeah. Joey Peeps. Gotta go, Joey.
Mm.
You seen this man earlier. Y'all was eyeing each other, laughing, smirking it off. Same dude you seen earlier or a day ago or whatever that was. Like you turn around, this man whack you and the chick. You had no idea. Like that is literally the definition. Like I thought we was cool. And nigga, it was never that.
I need that bread, my nigga.
That is crazy, bruh.
I
Like,
need that bread.
You're expandable. What's your favorite line of the episode, Spike Lou?
Favorite line of the episode is how does Jenny like it with the look in the face. It was so subtle, so good.
Yeah.
And again, I loved it. It didn't like I aspire to have that type of love for somebody that Johnny Sack got for Jenny. Like it didn't even register to him that was a joke.
Yeah.
And it's how much he fuck with Tony too. Like he didn't even get that.
Yep.
I'm being super petty right now.
Right. All right, that's good. What say you, Rich? What's your favorite line of this episode?
Before I say it, quick shout out to Charlie Hustle. Tony B mentioned that when he was talking to Tony about getting out of airbags. Charlie Hustle is Pete Rose, legendary Cincinnati Red and baseball player. Anytime I'm repping Cincinnati, I got to. Shout out to the hat. My headphones on, but I'll flip my hat around. But my line of the episode comes from Uncle Junior. Bobby's sitting there telling him, "It's a surprise party, June. What are we, children?" I can't do the delivery the way that Uncle Junior did, but just the way he like, what are we, children? Like he talking me about surprises. The fuck out of here. This man's 75 years old. He talking about surprise
Right,
party.
talking about a surprise
Don't tell
party.
me. Get
Stop
the fuck
trying
out
to
of
surprise me.
here. Yeah, I just thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, I don't want a surprise
I
party
didn't want
for
to step
40
on
percent.
yours, Mo, because I think I know what yours is.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't want to step on that. I had that one written down.
You had that too? Right on. What's the matter with you, Joey? You have an eye problem? You look like Stevie Wonder. Your eye roaming around. Your eyes roaming around. I'm sorry. That was so funny to me, man. And lastly, before we get out of here, what is your favorite moment of the episode? A lot of great moments. Spike Lou.
Phil getting the car checked out. I love it. I love the seeds that planted for, again, the rest of the 26 episodes. And sometimes shows will make it far-fetched for you to believe like this villain is being that villainy. Like it's hard for you to pick like, okay, I can see it. But with Phil, just a gradual build up, starting with this scene, even the other previous scene with him running and the ice cream and all that shit. Just the gradual build up to the feel that we get closer to the end starts right here, and I love it. So it's the feel going through the whole, oh, this is not right. It's not sitting at 12 o'clock, checking the rear panels when it's a front end wreck, all of the feel at the body shop scene. Phil is a great character, bro.
He is, man. Y'all know how much we love Phil. Rich, what's your favorite moment of the episode?
Real quick, let me give one quick shout out to one of those ancillary moments that mean nothing in the history of The Sopranos, but it makes me laugh every time I see it. When they had the 4 seasons and these niggas doing a mumbo impression, and the way they cracking up and the way Rusty looking at these niggas like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I always get weak at that moment. Yeah. But my favorite moment of the episode is gonna be Tony and Johnny Sack. That's my favorite moment. Anytime you get Tony and Johnny Sack, I think you always have TV gold. But just the whole nobody in the world understands me. If anybody in the world understands me, it got to be you. You got to know where I'm coming from on this. Yes, I'm in the right, but I'm also in the wrong. Just that whole negotiation. To Spike's point, his favorite line, the joke of Tony like being funny, but not trying to be obvious with it. And Johnny not even picking up on it. And that look Tony has, like trying to hold in that laugh. Like this motherfucker, man. Like he can't even, it's too easy. It's almost like one of them jokes, like it's too easy. I can't even say it because you're setting it up too nice. He just had that expression. That's my favorite.
It's like, I can't believe you don't see it. I don't believe you don't get the joke.
It's a subtle joke. Was like, if you catch it, cool. If you don't, insider. You know what I mean? Mine is, it's a cheat code. I'm gonna use it on this one, but the whole barbecue. I was gonna go with like the pool scene. Like I think if I gotta get specific, I really love that because they handled that scene with such care. They could have fumbled that scene, in my opinion, just how they come back together and make it unbelievable. But they handled it with such care. But the whole barbecue, from the anxiety, doing the most, everything, all of the ensemble element, that whole thing was fire. So I love the whole barbecue scenes, nonetheless. But that is our episode, man. We truly thank y'all for tuning in, man. We turning up, man. We almost through the season 5. It's crazy, but we are here. If y'all want to reach out, man, goodearnerpod@gmail.com. We read your emails on the show and answer your questions or hot takes or whatever y'all have for us. Also, we accept, concept episodes for our Bada Bing episodes when we can't review for whatever reason. One of us can't be here. Also, y'all can hit us up on Instagram, goodearnerpod_Sopranos. We thank y'all for tuning in, and remember, don't forget about it.